It's 414 day. It's 414 day. Shout out to the Mill. Shout out to the 414. Feeling pretty good tonight. Outlaw Radio live on a Monday evening. Breezy, sunny, a little cold, but manageable in terms of the weather. Welcome to the show. My name is Kevin Barnes. I am the host of Outlaw Radio, militant with a microphone, a mouthpiece of the movement, aka the Negro Whisperer, also known in certain circles as the world-class smartass. Listen, I'm not here to tell you anything that you don't know. I'm here to help you build on the things that you do know, right? So it's transactional. There's a phone number attached to my show, which is 262 202 5131. 262 202 5131. It's going across the bottom of the screen. I need for y'all to share the show. Share the show. Share the show. Outlaw Radio. The Outlaw family will join in. I gave you the phone number, but there's also a very active chat room. So if you don't want to be heard, or for some reason you're holding on to your anonymity, you can kind of comment in the chat room. Now I'll put it up. You know what I mean? So either way it go. If you got something to say it. Welcome to the show, man. I'm very happy to be here. Happy 414 day. Yes, sir. Ooh-wee. Man, most of the holidays that, people earmark and that we celebrate, we talk about what's pagan and what's not, and what's a white supremacist, da-da-da-da-da, and all this. But a holiday that's dedicated to give yourself some praise is always great for me. Like a birthday. People love their birthday because the birthday is supposed to be all about you. All about you. It's your day. And so I feel like 414 Day is a day for those of us who are loud and proud about the fact that we're from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Probably not the most commonly heard statement, but a statement nonetheless. I'm very happy to say I was born and raised on the north side of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, on Capitol Drive, 17th Capitol Drive. Homegrown prodigal son. Yeah. Been places, met people, dealt with people from other places. And who I am and how I move has always been impressive to them. As a matter of fact, I've never imitated anyone else, but I've found that there are several who have imitated me. And so that should tell you all you need to know about being from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, it's 414 Day, so we could focus on the disrespect nationally, the national media. In some places, doesn't want to give our city its props. I put up so many clips of Milwaukee being pivotal. I just put up a Muhammad Ali clip from 1970 when he said he was up here watching white people and didn't nobody even know he was here. I put up Scarface talking about Tupac getting run out the arena downtown. This city is relevant. Stop playing. And if you're black, a foundational black American from here, you got to understand this was a stop on the Great Migration, on the trail of the Great Migration. See, people talk about, the Underground Railroad. That was the greatest movement of black people escaping the slavery of the South. That's a misnomer. The Great Migration was the greatest escape of black people. Hundreds of thousands of black people fled in 5 years. In 1950, Milwaukee probably had 50,000 black people. By 1959, it was over 100,000. My mama was on one of them trains. Yeah, a lot of firsts done happened here. You feel me? So happy 414 Day to you, right? We still striving. Mr. Carter, what to do, man? Happy 414 Day, my brother. How you doing tonight?
Hey, happy 414 Day to you too, man. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. And y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Hey, mama, there go the Sigmos, man!
Yeah, man.
What's good with you?
Man, I'm great, man. I have to I have to let people know a lot of times, like, I talk to dudes who they think they street, Kamar. They think they talking about some game. They think they talking about pimping or something like that, right? And I have to lay it out to these dudes. You know who Iceberg Slim was? Yeah, Iceberg Slim, pimp the story of my life. Greatest writer, all the real pimping, real player shit. You know where he grew up at?
They
North
ain't
side
read
of
a
Milwaukee.
book. Hey, they probably ain't read a book.
Grew up on the north side of Milwaukee. Robert Beck from here. All that pimp shit y'all talking come from here. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. Don't make me get factual tonight. Let me get to my chat room. Happy 414 day. Happy 414 day. He walk in the chat room from AZ. He says, is this to talk about the Tap Dancer show? I'm going to talk about some things tonight that are relative to the argument. I don't know if it'll satisfy you, but I'm going to do it as best I could or best I can. Sonia Thrower, she said, me too. I was born there, 414 Milwaukee, 1965. Okay. Earl Henning, 414 White Conson. There you go. White Conson. It is White Conson, right? We're 8% of the state. 90% of that lives in the southeastern corner of the state, which just happens to be where Milwaukee is located. You can sprinkle in Racine and Beloit and all them, but we all know that this city is 44% black. Maybe you don't know. Welcome to the show. You just learned something in the early part of it, Kamar. It's informative, if nothing else. She said, hi, King. Erica Hunt. She said, 414 is my home, and I'm a big part of Milwaukee rehab. What up, Outlaws? Happy 414 day. Alicia Mullins, how you doing, my sister? She said, 414 in the house. She said 414 in the house. Yes. I like I said, man, I'm just a person who, and I get flack for this from other people. I just love where I came from, Kamar. I love where I came from, man. I don't think it would have been no me if it wasn't for that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for this city. Because I know in some other places, maybe I would have, fallen victim to something else earlier if it was faster or bigger. Or that's what I'm saying. It's not about what Rakim saying. It ain't about where you from. It's where you at. And so I'm very grateful, man. I want to get your perspective because I know you, like me, you've been here. So what about the 414, man? Let's talk about the 414. Let's talk about Milltown.
Well, I love it, man. You know, the other day I told you, I said, man, it's other parts of Milwaukee that I just realized, was dope. You know what I mean? I've been here my whole life, but in these last, say, 10 years, 10 to 12 years or so like that, where I've been doing different stuff other than just going to the clubs in Milwaukee and shit. Like, man, there's some dope, nice attractions here, man. The whole lakefront. Like, it ain't just that one spot where all the black people be. You know what I'm saying? It's far. It go way up West Bend, all the way up to Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? But it's a whole bunch of dope spots. This lake, you talking about Milwaukee, though, but I just took this beach that far. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's how dope it is. You know what I'm saying? Just that one attraction. It's all kind of hidden gems in the city. You know what I mean? Dope spots to go have a date at, a quiet date. Dope spots to go with your kids. Milwaukee is the shit, man. The skyline is dope as fuck. Come over the Home Bridge at nighttime, man, and take a look at that skyline.
There you go. Now, don't get me wrong. We need to legalize marijuana. We need to check our leaders for their lack of investment into the actual people of this city. Case in point being 90% of $200 million of tax revenue going to pension payments instead of investing in the infrastructure of this city, knowing that gentrification, which you promote heavily, is coming. I'm speaking to our mayor, accidentally but purposely. Happy 414 day, man. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time, Kamar. We still gonna talk about what's going on, right? Ernest Walker said, got my game in the mill. I tell people I came from the mill. Just because you ask a person why they won't leave doesn't mean they hate. Did I indicate that? Because if I did, that wasn't my intention. Really, it's not. Like, one thing about me is I've always been the type of individual that will allow you to do whatever it is that you do. And if you succeed, I'll be happy for you. That's just how I've always been. So if You say, Kev, I know you like this shit, but I don't. I'm more than supportive and say, okay, my brother, then can I help you find something else? I'm not. You don't have to stay here, man. Everything ain't for everybody. But I'm saying if you are a person who has stayed here, who has dug his or her heels in, planted a flag and said, hey, man, I got more time behind me than I do in the front. I'm fighting from here. I ain't running no more. I'm not chasing nothing else. Everything that I need, it's my responsibility to go into my environment and acquire it by any means necessary. See, they misquote Malcolm. He wasn't talking about fighting. He was telling y'all there's no more excuses by any means necessary. Oh, you like to put the picture with him with the gun. The two different contexts, because in the window, the picture he was looking for them coming to put him out the house he knew he wasn't paying for in the first place. The speech came way before that. Okay, enough of my bullshit. Let's go to the chat room. Sonia Thrower, she said she was born on Monroe Street, 23rd and Keefe Street. What? Yes, Keefe Street. That's in my area. Right. You're a little south of Capitol, but we make exceptions for people. Erica Hunt says, say that I'm so Milwaukee. Mama Jenkins in the chat room for Mama Jenkins. She said, good evening, my Outlaw family. Well, yes, it is 414 Day, but guess what? Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley will join leaders from Greendale, Shorewood, South Milwaukee, Wauwatosa, and West Allis on Monday, April 14th, to announce the deployment of a series of traffic calming demonstration activities. Reckless driving is in my hood, too. I pay taxes in this city, too. If you pay taxes, you should be just as upset as I am about the 90% of the $200 million of their tax increase going back to the city. Erica Hunt said, Granny House still on Capitol Drive. See, I came up at a time where if you was somebody, you lived on Capitol Drive and you was black. That's not to discount your hood, Kamar. That's not to discount where you came from. I'm just saying we had a reputation of being really the first black suburb before we got to go to Brown Deer and all that. Because see, they wouldn't let us come off Walnut. My parents bought their house in 1970. They was one of the first waves. They bought it from some white people. It was like, we getting the fuck out. They didn't start letting you niggas rent after the open housing shit. So I'm just saying it was a prominent area where business owners, entrepreneurs, laborers, Marvin Pratt lived across the alley from me. Right? So, it was a very distinguished neighborhood. So yes, shout out to Capitol. Shout out to the whole 414, man. I'm a little biased when it comes to that. You already know that. I'm a little biased. But yeah, man, call in. You want to shout out Milwaukee? I know that the sister from Madison, I don't know what was going on. It's one of those, you can put it in the file of things I probably shouldn't be paying attention to, but I am. The sister on Facebook who put out the diss for people from Milwaukee. Fuck y'all, don't come up here, all this kind of shit. People went crazy. They was dissing her. They got the young brother who would draw a funny picture of your ass, Squilla Sturgis. He went at her. I don't know. Y'all got to be up. See, I'm telling you, I'm for real from Milwaukee. I know what's going on. But we didn't have that smoke for Mike Epps. He was just here. A lot of y'all went to that show. Ha ha, Kiki, ha ha. Y'all gonna get at the girl from Madison because you said, oh, well, Mike Epps a comedian. Maybe she is too. Have you asked her what she does for a living? Nah, it got to be 414 versus everybody. I don't care who you are. Pro basketball players come in here saying, Milwaukee I didn't like it. You made hundreds of thousands or if not millions of dollars here playing professional basketball. Who the fuck you think helped you get your salary? It wasn't just the owners. Motherfucker, we played for the stadium you running in. Ain't nowhere to eat late at night. Well, motherfucker, get you some Wendy's or something. You got enough money to have your food when you get home anyways. Why you want to go somewhere? Supposed to have a mansion. Stop it. Stop disrespecting my city. I take it personal, come on. I take it personal. I'm sensitive about my shit. But I got a lot of things I want to talk about in addition to the 414. Let me go. My chat room. Shabaka's in the chat room. He said, Shabaka's black experience enhanced has crashed and burned. I hope my haters are happy. Much love to Outlaws. I have to regroup again, but fuck it, I'm coming back bigger and better. Shabaka, you need to holler at me after the show because we need to talk about it. What's going on? I seen you put that up. I don't know what's going on. Erica Hunt said that part. So, but you know what, Kamar? I feel a little convicted tonight. Because I hear people saying things, and Kamar, I really, outside of this podcast, I got a whole real life too. So some shit I don't pay attention to, and I was looking at the controversy regarding the sister Jasmine Crockett. Are you familiar with this young sister?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to talk about her tonight. And you know, normally we don't talk about the pundits. We don't talk about the talking heads. We do Outlaw and that's it. But there's so much controversy generated by this young sister because of her attitude, or some would define it as her steadfastness, right? And so I went back and I did a little research, Kamar. I went to say, well, why are people upset? Because I saw and I see a lot of, I don't know if you can call them conservative black people. I would say Republican, conservative leaning black people are on her, anti-her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, to start this is the young sister who was disrespected by a white lady who said, I think you're reading that wrong because of your fake eyelashes. Mm-hmm. She comes back with bad body, back built. That's the originator of this. Remember we talked about that a couple years ago.
Right.
She has referred to the governor of Texas as Hot Wheels because he's in a wheelchair. Don't
fuck with no black woman.
Listen, that's where we going, Kamar. There we go. That's where we going. Listen, she said out loud, if y'all ain't questioning Trump's mental health, something is wrong with y'all. This white boy is obviously crazy. So the narrative became, why are you acting hood? You're not from the hood. You came from a good family, a nice neighborhood. You had a great education. Why are you acting hood? So then she did her little thing with the show. She went on, you know, I don't know, is it Jennifer Hudson who you walked in and everybody's singing and you dancing? Oh no, she did Kendrick Lamar. She did Kendrick Lamar, and they did a little TikTok thing. So people was, what is she? She's faking. What I'm getting from her is a vibe of a black woman, like you said.
Yeah.
And we talking about because we talk about real niggas, right? We talk about who's a stand-up, who's a boss. But when we talk about black women, there's certain black women, I don't care what neighborhood, I don't care what community they live in, people identify her as, leave her alone. She don't fucking play. Right? That's the energy. My mama was one of them kind of black women where everybody knew, please don't get her started because she will light this shit on fire. I actually respect this young sister. First of all, she's an attorney. She's educated. She's been a practicing attorney. She's accomplished. And the difference between her and Kamala is that she's actually, from what I can understand, is a foundational black American. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't understand what is this about right-wing black people saying, well, she needs to be stopped. Stop why? She's articulate. She doesn't have her ass out. You see her, you say, oh, she's pretty. You ain't seen her.
You know what I don't like how you don't see them same black people on white Democrat women ass like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, why you don't sweat them motherfuckers? Why you pick the black woman to go single out and go get on her? Like, leave her alone, man.
Well, we talking about, and it's early. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's no, what's my sister's name from? She's no Maxine Waters. But the fire, the energy, the willingness to speak out, the raw courage in which you can say, I know if I played along, I get a lot further, but I owe myself and my people more than that. So I'm gonna have to keep it a buck with y'all. I mean, this is what you want our black women to be, right? This is what you want our young sisters. So you don't want them to like, you don't want them to like Sexy Red. right? But you
No.
also don't want them to like her. You got to make up your mind. Now, Kamar, I want you to do me a favor because I have to straighten out a cord. I want you to talk about the House of Vitality. I'm going to step back and I'll be right back. Talk about the House of Vitality, my brother. Promote your shit.
All right, y'all, come on up to the House of Vitality every day. No, not every day. Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7. Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7. I told you, we don't just have supplements for you, but we got information. You can come, you can ask questions. I'm there for you. I learned it so I could teach you. You know what I'm saying? You can come. It's in the Sherman Phoenix, 3536 West Fond du Lac Avenue. When you come, you can bring your laptop. Come hang out. We got Wi-Fi. There's restaurants in there. It's other stores. Come shop in. It's all in one building. We got 27 different black businesses in one building, y'all. 27 different black businesses. I think this the first coming up, I believe we got on the 18th or something, like 19th. I'm not sure. I think it's the 19th, but I know we got Just For You Catering is opening a restaurant, soft opening. So if y'all want to come up, get some of that good food, she got some good food for y'all. This one ain't for the vegans, just for all y'all, the rest of y'all. So come on up for that. But we got the good sea moss, we got the elderberries, we got the teas, we got the ginger shots. You just come up, holler at me, shoot some questions. You gotta go. If I don't know the answer, I'm gonna point you in the right direction. You understand what I'm saying? So just make sure you come on up there. We got seeded watermelon this week. Seeded watermelon. Melons is in, y'all. Seeded watermelon. Everybody that's been asking me about it, y'all, come on up there. Come on and get it now. It run out fast, I'm telling you. Last week we ran out twice. We sold out twice. So make sure y'all come early as possible. Right on time.
Shout out to the House of Vitality. Yeah.
Right on time.
When we chop these clips up, now you got your own thing. And I know it'll, you know what I'm saying? So you can that's your thing right there. That's your thing. Nothing like black business. Let me get back to my chat room. Let's see. This is Shabaka. He says, well, no, let me go back. Erica Hunt said that's her girl. I was talking about Jasmine Crockett, y'all. I apologize. I had to step away. I was talking about Jasmine Crockett, and I want to know how y'all feel about her. Because if it's really, because we always want somebody to stand up and be what we want them to be, but when they do it, then there's a group of us that say, oh, no, it's like that.
Well, we got to expect the brothers that was talking against her, though, we kind of got to expect them to talk against her because she talking against them. Them the niggas she talking, but she be talking about and shit.
Okay. So you wanted to... Okay.
So I kind of expect them to talk about her because, like you say, she more on the foundational Black American side. Like, you know what I mean? Them niggas not like us.
Right. She did the song, which I believe the meaning of that song, Kamar, the more I look at it, and I think the meaning is lost on people. Mm-hmm. That song is bigger than hip hop. We'll talk about that later. That message is bigger than rap music, and people still don't get it.
That's a revolutionary song.
Yeah, that's up there with I'm James Brown. I'm Black and I'm proud. Right?
Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, man. K-Dot been dropping them type of joints.
It's incredible.
People been sleeping on them. They didn't know he had meanings like that. You really have to dig back into his shit.
You can't tell me shit about Squabble Up. I listen to that song when I'm by myself. Like this is a damn good song. I love Squabble Up, man, and I love the video. Shabaka said I call that motherfucker Governor Rolades.
Hey, they also promoting fighting it out instead of shooting it out.
Man, he say don't hit him. He got kids with him, and then what happens? Little Ronnie in Texas get killed with his daughter. Yeah. Erica Hunt said I'm that black woman. Sonia Thor said Trump has Alzheimer's, and he need help. This is Shay. He saw laws from the Mile High Income and Legal Migrant First City. Shout out to you and Shabaka, man. Shabaka's already with us, brother Che. Erica Hunt said is an FBW. Is not you twisting it? Now she's a foundational black woman. What's an FBW? I would think if my sisters fit in under the A. We foundational black Americans. We're not gonna separate the separation. right? We ain't gonna delineate the delineation. Okay.
Yeah, man. Stop the stop the
Yeah,
divisiveness.
we all in the same gang.
Stop the
Jesse,
divisiveness.
Jesse says the jury's still out if she's FBA. Why is the jury out? I haven't heard her say anything that is go along to get along. I've seen her going and standing. What she said is, I can't believe that none of you all, I mean, think about this. He's been just pushing his executive orders. You don't hear a lot now. Maybe I'm not subscribed to congressmen and senators on Twitter. I don't hear them saying anything. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. She stands up. She says, well, I can't believe ain't no. It's just like, hey, y'all ain't gonna say shit. That's what we do, Kamar. That's how black people. Ain't nobody, none of you might. Hey man, check this out. It's a hey man, check this out moment. Hey man, hold on, man. Y'all tripping. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
It was a brother that just stood up during his state of our union speech. A brother stood up and got kicked up out of there because he said, man, I just couldn't listen to it no more. I did a video on him, his name on the tip of my tongue, but I did a vlog on him, and he jumped up and they wound up kicking him out. You know what I'm saying? Trump was up there lying and shit, and like, hold on, man, hold on, freeze this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And they wound up they had to escort him out of there. And just recently, I saw something with the same brother. I'm gonna give you his name in a second before we get off the show.
Shoot me that. But
he was also talking about bringing up some impeachment charges or something too. But we all know how that goes.
That's one thing that's being waved out there. I'm not really investing in that yet because I don't know. Right. Who's that? Hold on. This is the Revolutionary Agenda. The RVA. I
want to say Jesse Powell.
Okay.
What's his name? Give me a second. I'll figure it out.
Oh, hey, you got time. We just getting started. She said, I can't wait. Well, this is a woman's face. And says, I can't wait till you open the call lines. Okay. You got something interesting to say. Shabaka says the dump as inhuman shit belongs in a mental institution. Some people would say that that's subjective, or, some people disagree. Jesse said that woman is not for us, just like Kamala wasn't for us. But this is a black woman. Kamala, I was willing to go along with y'all on Kamala because her father was a tether and her mother, right? Like, so she wasn't like us. Both of her parents were tethers, but this is a sister. What's the issue here? Revolutionary Agenda. Hey, Outlaws, how you doing? He says she for trans and immigrants, not FBA, Kev. I haven't seen anything where she talked about trans people or immigrants, and I think all of us collectively as citizens wanted something to be done about illegal immigration. Once again, this plays into the narrative that black people are lawless or that we don't want any kind of order or any kind of structure. If it's a problem, it's a problem, but the way he's going about doing it is wrong. When you're sending the wrong person to a prison and down there they saying, we don't care what y'all say, we ain't letting the motherfucker come back. That's oversight on your part. So that means your process is flawed, right? So yeah, you can't just go come on, man. This America, you just walk around snatching people off the street. Like, we got due process. Innocent until proven guilty. What are we doing? You're allowing xenophobia to overwhelm everything else, and that's just based on hatred, right? He says House of Vitality, yes sir. Jesse said, what has she said or done about the Carmelo Anthony situation? Well, first of all, I wouldn't want her to make a rush to judgment statement about Carmelo Anthony because we still at this point do not have all the facts. Kamar, we just talked about this, correct? Somebody got at me, said, Kev, why we always got to wait until the truth come out? Everybody should wait until the truth comes out about everything. Rushing to judgment. On the surface, it looks a bunch of different ways. A young black kid murdered an upstanding good white kid. A racist white kid who had done whatever or been whatever assaulted the wrong black kid. Everybody on both sides got their feelings. Everybody got their panties in a bunch. Let's let the facts tell us what happened and then come to how we feel about it. So I'm glad she ain't Al Sharpton herself via Tawana Brawley, and jumped out there and said something too fast and then come around and find out she's wrong. Wait until you find all the facts. I got to call her in a second. See if I can bring the caller in.
Hey, Al Green is the brother's name.
Al Green from Texas. Yes, sir.
Al
yes,
Green.
Sir. Yes, from Texas. I got a call. What's popping? What's popping? You on Outlaw Radio?
What's going on, Outlaw Radio? It's your girl Erica Hunt on the line today. How y'all doing?
We are great. Happy 414 day. What's good with
you?
Happy 414 day. So my girl Jasmine Crockett is the truth.
Okay.
And if anybody got a problem with her, it's just because she's a female. Jasmine is doing exactly what a lot of us have been saying when we hire these people or vote these people into these positions. She's actually doing her job. When the Republicans are putting out these ideas for everybody to hear, she doesn't sit back and twiddle her fingers, knowing that the ideas that they're proposing will help harm Americans. Okay, so Jasmine Crockett is also looking at the heart and character of these people who have these positions. I love her. And she's doing it with all the black girl magic. So that's really, really pissing a lot of those white folks off, because she does go in there with her eyelashes, her fingernails, and her makeup, and her big Judy booty. Okay.
I don't know. I haven't. This ain't about the size of her ass. I don't even know. I haven't seen her body. I just been right, so I don't know.
She looked good in that professional attire.
She looks attractive, but I'm just saying I don't know if her ass is relevant to the argument. I don't.
No, but those are all qualities that the white women have been stealing from our culture for a long time.
So now. I get what you're saying, because
no, not the hair that she stole from their culture.
Well, right, and the makeup and all of this. She's not natural. I mean. This is a sister who's obviously assimilated. She's educated. She's not a savage.
Mm-hmm.
She's not a hood rat. She takes time to prepare herself. Right. Once again, my issue is I don't understand why people are upset. Now, what I would welcome is, and I know people are going to call in, so I'll make sure the line is clear tonight, and my chat room is already full. So I want to know how we feel about her, because it's important for us to talk about how we feel about her instead of letting somebody else tell us how we feel about her. Right.
I think it's the Republicans that's talking about her, because it's easy for them to get away with talking about a black woman than it is a white person like that.
Okay. That's one.
And then I'm also going to suggest that you guys go and watch the Breakfast Club interview if you had an opportunity to, with Jasmine Crockett. She goes through and she explains why she said the blonde, bad built body. She did not call that woman that.
Well, the lady said she couldn't see through her fake eyelashes. We already talked about that. One good turn deserves another. So we understand.
No,
that.
But see, she never directly put that on her. So where the other congresswoman was like, well, you can't see past your eyelashes. And the way she formulated her question and used her language, she never really put a direct
but we knew who she was talking about. See, that's what I'm saying. We knew what
she was talking about, but her question.
That's why I don't.
That's why I said go listen to the Breakfast Club interview.
I listened to it.
So you heard how she explained how she used language.
I don't need for her to do that.
Yeah, we agree with you, Erica. We agree with you.
Right. We don't need to go and watch the Breakfast Club. I just stated that, in my opinion, she's a solid sister, and somebody said something foul to her, so she said it back. We don't need to go watch Charlamagne and them explain that shit to us. They're corporately controlled. We can discuss this amongst us. That's no shade to you. I'm just saying. I don't know.
I mean, you asked me how I felt.
I did. And you're right. I'm on some bullshit.
This is where I watched the video and I understand her tactic and her strategy that she used. She never insulted that woman. She asked a reference question. So she used the knowledge that she had. She should have, but then she would be in the wrong.
But she did.
She would be in the wrong. You get what I'm saying?
It's just like
we knew what she was implying.
It's just like my brother said a couple weeks ago, close the door. He didn't say lock the doors. We knew what that meant. We knew who bad built, big back, whatever. We knew who that was directed to. But
I'm just trying to point out why a lot of people don't like how she can use those rules and guidelines to her advantage, where the white lady had to directly attack her as a person. She never really attacked her as a person. She used it as a way of saying, hey, she's breaking the rules that we all are supposed to be following.
Now hold on.
How is it okay for her to break that rule and I can't?
Eric, I got another call. I got another call. Let me get this call. Colorado, you're on the line. Yeah, what's popping?
This is Seduction Doll, Lady K, Frontline Black News, the Revolutionary Agenda, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. I was in the chat. Sorry, bro, I was calling under my channel line. I didn't recognize that I didn't have it under my regular channel. I wanted to offer some context to the conversation.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for having me on your show. On your show, I saw you came through last weekend. So, I want to say this. I have been. It's not the fact of how the sister looks or anything like that. It's not. There's a lot of things that are really wrong, and we should really question it, especially when we're talking about SBA stuff like standing up for us especially in where she sits at the position she sits in. Prior to this, let's go back to the election. This is a Democratic shill. She was shilling for Kamala. Let's not forget that. She got on the scene. She was at the DNC. She made a little speech. She shed a little tear. She talked about how Kamala was supportive. We do what you have, right? And she's been on this make a name for herself type of campaign. I've been watching this because I watch a lot of things, especially when it comes to the new black media. I'm watching it like this because she started doing interviews with places like another tether space. We'll talk about the Shade Room. If you're on Black Twitter, you know about the Shade Room, right? So she started doing these interviews, and in nowhere does she ever talk about black people, even in her area, just as a whole. She can make all these weird ass these speeches and these comments that are now kind of like, that's how we talking. That's what we're doing now, and making it a way for other people to do it. Yeah, she could do all that. That's fine. It's whatever. Everybody's letting her do it. But if you haven't been paying attention, she's been doing like a major media thing.
Listen,
you can find her online. Hold on. Let me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm almost done. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The thing is that she been on all kind of interviews, not talking about what do we need or how we could fix it. Of course, she's going to be bad mouthing everybody that's of course, she's going to be bad mouthing Trump and all that. That's expected. That's expected. But she's not really doing any real work for us. She can say whatever, but she's not. Even if you listen to it and you really listen and look, it doesn't matter how she looks. It doesn't matter what she says. It's not about her looks or whatever. It's about what she represents. And she's not representing us, even if she is in that spot. It's like the other two other black people you talk about.
Hello?
Yeah, they're right. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead. I apologize.
First of all, let me say this. As far as being a Democratic shield, she is a Democrat. She is elected as a member of the Democratic Party. So why wouldn't you expect her to do all the things that Democrats do? Now, when somebody says, well, this person was he's a Republican shield. Is he a Republican? Yes. Then I expect him to do Republican things and support the party. But number two, what you just said about what she's actually doing, I don't know if you have the full knowledge of it unless you can bring up her legislative record as a senator and as a congressman, as a state representative. She has a legislative body of work. She's an attorney. She has a JD. She's an accomplice. She's actually been to trial. She's worked litigation. So when you say,
not for
hold on. I'll let you speak.
I apologize.
And I agree with you that it's not about how she looks, but you're saying, well, she ain't talking about us. She ain't representing us. She's a Democrat. So of course she's going to speak against the Republicans first and foremost. That shouldn't be looked down upon because that's what both sides do. Now, in terms of what she's talking about, it makes sense for her to say, somebody needs to question the sanity of Donald Trump. How could anybody, I don't care how you feel about either party, If you ain't looking at Trump sideways right now with squinted eyes, and see, I wait for the facts to come out. I don't know what Trump is going to do, but I know how he's doing it is foul. He has the world on his head. It's not about partisan. It's not about Republicans or Democrats. Any black person that has the courage to stand up and say, hey, hold on, y'all ain't finna say anything to me and think I ain't coming back. I wouldn't value you at all. Maybe the problem is that now Erica Hunt just said it's because she's a woman. I'm starting to be inclined to think that may have something to do with it, because this was a black man like Cory Booker who just did a 24-hour filibuster about Trump and all of this, and has been a thorn in the Republicans' ass for years. He doesn't get the same kind of criticism. So why? And you got black people who, once again, if you don't know her record as a legislator, please don't criticize her. Don't say she ain't doing nothing. She ain't doing nothing. I think
you're correct. You're absolutely correct. I apologize about what I apologize.
You don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize.
You're right. I think it is, and I'm not knocking her accolades and her accreditation. Like that's some serious work that you bring up. She brings up all the time in her speeches. And I recognize that. I see that. I guess, and you're right too. Especially like right now, I can't offer that combative thing to what you just said. But you're absolutely right. My thing is this: I feel like, I guess it was just that, who are we supposed to really trust as far as to speak for us, if they don't have, if from the just from the conversations and the topics at hand, just from listening to her over the last, 5 months, who are we really supposed to trust? I guess if we don't see her doing things for her constituents on one side.
Once again, what evidence do you have that she doesn't service her constituents? Now, give me a second, because I got another caller. Give me a second. I got another caller. I want to merge. I want to see if I can merge tonight. I'm gonna try to multitask.
What I see and heard. Yeah,
now hold on.
Heard with my own eyes and ears.
But hold on. So once again, I think we're talking about, we had this same energy for Kamala, which I was with, because at the end of the day, she wasn't a foundational Black American. She was the product of tethers. This is a sister right here. This ain't.
Yeah, and I'm not questioning that at all. I'm not questioning her.
And then as far as, I'm sorry. And then as far as, yeah, look at me, vote for me, it's about me. That's what all politicians do. JFK was a narcissist, and we revere him. He was a womanizer, and he might have been gay, but we revere him because of his ability to make everybody look and listen to him. He was a best-selling author before he was president. So politics is always a popularity. It's always about, hey, I'm the best candidate for the job. Trump is more narcissist than anybody we've ever seen hold this office. Let me get Dion, my sister. You can stay with us. Dion, come on in. Dion, what's popping?
Oh man, I'm just sitting back listening, man. It's so sad though. I think that's what we fucked up. Like in the long run though, Kev, we always go back and forth with this. That identity politics is gonna be the death of us. That's the first thing. That's the first thing I hear us get up there and preach. They not doing anything for us as Black people. It's not enough of us Black people to try to sway the vote to do that, though. It's not gonna work.
You're right. You're so right.
It's just not gonna work, man. Long as we keep trying to do that, it's gonna be.
Well, okay, so this is Dion. Hold on. I gotta get, first of all, that was you. Okay, that was you. I want to make sure I get to my chat room before I fall behind. Mama Jenkins said Representative Jasmine Crockett suggests the United States need illegal immigrants because we've done picking cotton. They call her the squad. She said she's well educated, she's pretty, and she's not to be played with. She remind me of Aisha Griffin, who was not the white man's bitch. That was some 414 right there. I was like, she running under what? Not the white man's bitch? That's what she had on the ballot. Shabaka said, going on Black Power Radio. We'll give you a call later, Kevin. All right, my brother. Shabaka. I'm just catching the chat room, y'all. This is Lady Shay. She's in the chat room. She was saying, oh, shit, this already seen that. Sonia Thor says she thinks she's nice. This is she said no, she ain't. Come on, fellas. I think that's, and I'm just catching the chat room. Earl Henning says,
that was me.
He said, not all of us love that sister. Well, not all of us love anything. There's the 100% rule is in effect. Everything ain't for everybody. Shout out to T.R. Arthur. She said, good evening, Kevin, Kamar, and the Outlaw family. How you doing, my sister? Welcome to the show. Erica Hunt said, yes, sir. Kendrick is a revolutionary. Ewok in the chat room. He said, Jazzy makes weak-ass men feel weak. K's like that to be afraid of her intelligence. K's like that, be afraid of her intelligence. He said the ones who hate can't accept it. In terms, he's talking about Jasmine Crockett. Thank you, my brother. She said, y'all got it wrong per usual. Just let me know when I can call. Yeah, we always wrong, right?
That was me. That was me.
That's what we do. We always wrong. Shout out to Marcus Holly, man. Sorry. What up, Hawk? Marcus Holly, man, one of my longtime friends. He said, Al Green. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for tuning in. You're welcome to call in, Marcus, man. Represent from the cities. Dion said, I'm so over Trump. Let him do what he do. Okay. I'm almost there, y'all. Give me some time. Mama Jean said, Representative Alexander Green from Texas. Al Green. Yes, that's who Kamar was referencing earlier. Tiarsha said, no one is saying anything but Representative Al Green. He was censored and asked for the Klan leader to get impeached and Jasmine Crockett. Okay, let me keep going. It's a lot. The chat room is on fire, Kamar. Damn. Erica said the issue is that she's a woman. Okay. Dion said anyone that voted for anyone else but the VP should not say shit. Damn, Dion. Carmelo Anthony out of jail. I know he got his bond reduced.
Yeah, he
They got that GoFundMe money. She said, LOL is my show channel. LOL Frontline Black News. So this is who's okay.
It's me.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm Ron Burgundy. Yes. I just read the teleprompter. Let me see. Jesse said, do you know this lady personally or something? The capping for this broad is hilarious. How is it capping? Because I'm saying, I just said you don't know. You don't know her. You don't know her legislative record.
That's Jesse. Just there you go, troll. He's just got his own opinion.
I know that's Jesse. Me and Jesse been doing this dance for years. I'm not even tripping on Jesse.
Yeah, I don't share the same opinions as them. That's why I call.
But when you say, when you say, hold on. But words mean something. When you say capping or caping, like I don't have to do that for her. It's not my job. I don't work for her. The truth is the truth. Yeah. I'm a black man. I'm a black man. I love black women. And I love for black women to be the same way that I am about this shit. Passionate, articulate, and straight to the point. So when I see a sister do it, I ain't got a cape for her because she's doing it herself. All I'm doing is saying, hold on. Let's go back to the whole point is I said I went back myself because on prior shows, I said I wasn't familiar with her. I didn't follow her like that. I saw other people talking about her. I didn't have an opinion. Kept saying I ain't have a dog in the fight. I went back myself and said, let me see what this sister has said. Let me see where she came from, how she got in this position. And I don't see anything coonish or buffoonish about it. Now, let me finish because Ewok is in the chat room. He said, why do black people never open their mouths when a dumb white bitch talking stupid shit? Why have y'all all opinions about black people? Okay. Tiarsha said Jasmine Crockett is an educated lady that used to be a lawyer, and when she states anything, she produces receipts. Jesse said, hey, babe, Lady Shay, thanks for calling in. Okay, I see y'all. Hey, he said, hey, baby, what's up? Who is this? Asia. Shout out to Asia. Shout out to Asia on YouTube. She said, howdy, y'all. How you doing, my sister? Welcome to the show. Please share the show, y'all. Please share the show. Ticey Gotsi. Shout out to Ticey. Happy 414 day. She said, yes, she on business. Yes, it's closed on Sundays and Mondays. Open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 7 p.m. Saturdays, 10 to 7 p.m.
Yeah, because I wanted to come get me some today. And I started to pull in the Sherman Phoenix, and it was closed.
And you see what the sister, you see what the sister do? All that bullshit y'all talking about ain't nothing. We open Tuesday to Thursday. She gonna run it down. Jesse said she lied and said she was representing Botham Jean and family. She's not a real attorney. She has a JD. She's not a real attorney. She passed the bar exam. She's not a real attorney. Okay. Kev always cuts us off on this platform. We allow him to speak. I could have swore, my sister, you just got to say, like, you talked for a minute. I hope you don't feel like I cut you off. Like I feel like you got to speak. I got more than one person on here. So I do my best. So if you feel like I cut you off, hey, it is what it is. That was Jesse, but that's Jesse. He's gonna give me shit anyways. It doesn't matter. I could recreate I could recreate the galaxy on this show. Jesse gonna say something about it. Like it doesn't matter.
Jesse gonna say whatever he wants to say. Yeah,
right.
He doesn't know he's in his own world.
Right.
I was like, let me call in. I was talking about wow. And I like, it's like, I'm my own opinion.
And then there's this thing about these microphones that sometimes people think they saying something, but they really saying the same thing over and over. So you really only need to make your point once. When you start repeating the same shit, I'm gonna say, well, hold on, it's time for something else to come. Jasmine Crockett was asking.
Well, I just a little conjecture. That's all. I didn't want to. I don't like to come and mess up the.
No, you're good. You can't mess this up. You can't mess this up. No, you can't mess this up.
I didn't try to do that, but I just wanted to say this. So, thank you for coming on our shit too. You know, when you come over to the Frontline Black News and whatever. And last time you came over to the REA, it was a long time ago. I've been really sick, so thank you. I just want to say thank you for that. The support, we do it, you know, back and forth, and you know, we got Shabaka. We got Shabaka. Shabaka's not going nowhere. He's there. He's gonna be on StreamYard. We love Shabaka.
And piss Shabaka off. He said, I'm done with this shit.
And we love y'all too. I just want to get off the phone so your lines can clear up and
go ahead,
say y'all thank you for everything. Thank you for all the support. And we love you, fellas. All right?
Peace and love.
So see you later. We got to go for our live segment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to you and Jesse.
Hey, why would a motherfucker say that this woman now an attorney and she completed law school in 2006, became a public defender for Bowie County, and later formed the law? Man, I can't even stand that lying ass nigga,
people
man.
Just be talking shit. People be talking out their ass.
Shit to say against black people, man. Like he went against Kamala. Motherfucker ain't even heard from that old bum ass, whoever that is he voted for. I don't even know. Like, he's a hating ass nigga towards black people. I don't give a fuck if he is on here. He always got something bad to say. Nigga, bring somebody on here then that's doing something for black people. Fuck is you talking about? You live in Colorado. There's probably 5 niggas that live in Colorado. We live with a struggle with in the motherfucking Midwest. I hate niggas like anytime she ain't this. It clearly say the woman was an attorney. What the fuck? Who lied said they're attorney? Who go on national TV? The Republicans would have been ate her ass up if she wasn't a fucking law attorney. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, blind ass nigga with that motherfucking profile picture he got. I can't stand dude, man. I swear to God, dude. On the right, like he always got something to say against black people.
Dion. So what's gonna happen is now when he calls, because I know he's gonna call. Now I gotta let him talk. Now, hold on. Now I have to let him talk, and then everybody starts on cue. There we go. On cue.
But you know,
hold on. This is fair use, right?
Against the status quo.
Hold on, Dion. Let me catch before y'all. Hold on, before y'all even go at it. Let me get my chat room because there's people in there commenting. And this is TR. She said Jasmine was asking the Congress leader, since he didn't say that, what Marjorie Taylor Greene said about her fake eyelashes. So it's okay for someone to say big back bleach blonde. And yes, it was a dig at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Sonia Thor said, caller, can you do it better? Okay. He said she's a Democratic shield, Kev. This is Jesse saying she's a shield once again. Erica Hunt said, man, look at the civil rights case that this woman won for black people. Jesse says, why are you always defending the Democrats? I thought I was defending a black person. My bad. I said she's not talking about us. She's for immigrants and trans.
Hey, hold on, Kev. Let me. Hey, well, you know, Republicans ain't did nothing for us to defend.
I'm just trying to finish the chat room.
No, I just wanted to answer the question. Like, Republicans, what did they do for us to defend? What did the Republicans do that we could speak big about?
Okay.
Tell us that, and we'll talk about it.
Nothing.
Okay. He said, I'm looking at both parties with side eyes. I believe we are the party poopers. I've been saying that for years. I went on WNOV and said that. I ain't working on radio right now because I'm nonpartisan. I can tell you that for a fact in Milwaukee.
We say that on every show, but then still they think we Democrats and shit.
Said, do you know her record? He said, do I know her? Well, he's let me finish my chat room, Jesse. I got you. Said, you know her record? I don't. That's why I said I'm not questioning. I'm not in a position to. If I don't have the information, I don't. Said the caller's wrong because Jasmine Crockett has been doing interviews speaking about Why are people allowing the Klan leader to break every constitution? So she is defending black and brown people. I'm gonna skip Jesse because he's on the line, so we'll get to hear from him himself. I just want to make sure I don't miss nobody. Hog, shout out to you. He said, "Yo, Marcus Holly, man, in the Twin Cities, man, one of my my cowboy Western days, one of my partners, man." Erica Hunt said, "Say that shit, Dion." She said the Republican is not helping us at all. They actually have their game plan. In fact, they hinder us, but the only thing ignorant black folks want to do is beat up on the defense mechanisms we do have regardless. If they black and brown or white, miss me with the BS, man. Let me go. I think I got one more. Okay, I got Jesse. I got him. I got the man himself on the phone. Jesse, I want to give you the floor because you always say I cut you off, but just understand.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You got it, my brother. What's
Outlaw?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm about to take this nigga Dion, yo. Like, he don't know me, cuz. Just because I was born in Denver don't mean that I don't know shit about the Midwest. My family's originally from the Midwest. Meaning St. Louis, Chicago, bigger cities than Milwaukee. So I like to get to Michigan, too. So I like to get that out the way. Because niggas think that because we out west. We don't know shit about a struggle. Nigga, please. Now, as far as this Jasmine Crockett shit, that's what I call her. And I stand by what I'm saying. That woman is not black first. She's not for black people. She's not being funded by black people. We actually have pulled receipts. I don't know who y'all listen to. Y'all must be listening to Roly-Poly Martin and the rest of them Democratic shields that ain't talking loud and saying nothing like Al Green was doing, talking loud and saying nothing. Like Dion always does, talk loud and saying nothing. That's not moving the Richter scale on nothing. At the end of the day, the Democrats are done. And as far what have the Republicans done? Didn't they free the slaves? I guess you're asking recently. I guess I don't know. Either way, neither one of these parties are for us. So every time I criticize the Democrats, dumbass niggas automatically assume that I'm a Republican or I'm for the Republicans. Nigga, fuck the Republicans. I'm for whoever's black first. If either one of the parties are black first, then I'm not for either one of them. Jasmine Crockett is Democrat first. That's the problem with you Negroes. You think because somebody's black like you, like stupid ass Kamala Harris, I kept saying that she was a black woman. Clearly that woman's not black.
Who said
and
she was black?
Even if she was black, she's not black first.
Who said she was black?
Hey, you said you was gonna let me talk.
I'm just saying, who said she was black?
You said you gonna let me talk. I can't talk.
But you said y'all said she was black. Well, we never said she was black. We never said that.
Everybody
you
that's
talking
a
to us,
Democrat
though.
was talking about she's black. That's a black woman. You need to vote for her. Yeah. I'm talking about Democrats in general. The black Democratic field, the ones in my city, the ones nationwide. They all kept saying she's black. We need to vote for the black woman. We need to select the black woman. First of all, that woman ain't black. Second of all, she didn't have a black first agenda. She didn't have nothing specifically for black people. She even told us in 2019 she wasn't going to do nothing specifically for black people. But that went right over y'all niggas' heads. Just like her locking us up and throwing away the key in California. That went over y'all heads too.
We're talking about Kamala, not
Jasmine. A lot
Jasmine.
of shit goes over y'all heads. Y'all pick and choose what y'all want to. Except
we talking about Kamala. Okay.
Or Kamala, whatever the hell her damn name is.
Not Jasmine.
But I brought up receipts about what she did in San Francisco. Hey, I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. You do a lot of talking and no listening. That's your fucking problem. That's that jailbird nigga shit. Shut up, nigga.
Jesse. I'm allowing you to talk. Dion is on the line, but don't insult me, man.
Find out who is funding this broad. We've already done the research. Find out who's funding this broad.
What's jailbird nigga shit though? I want to know. I done been to prison. I want to know what's jailbird nigga shit. What's up with this disrespect, man? That we keep letting fly.
I don't mind you saying what you got to say, and I don't know what your generalizations are.
I don't even know why you keep answering the phone for this.
But you talking to us. You're talking to us. So when you start popping off y'all, and you're accusing us of saying things we never have said or insinuated. So, and it ain't about cutting you off, but when you say something to me, I'm going to respond. when you making a direct indictment towards me, I don't give a fuck if I'm cutting you off or not. You don't get to get away with that shit, bro. So I hung up on you, and so it is what it is. It'll be what it's gonna be. One thing I've given you opportunities because I don't totally disagree with what you're saying, but you don't get to disrespect me. I don't know where the
do
fuck
it in a disrespectful way. You got to learn how to communicate without being disrespectful, brother.
all that other shit, all that
We
y'all
ain't did nothing to you.
right. Get the fuck out of here, man. Oh, y'all niggas, y'all
But
niggas, y'all
Kev,
niggas.
I wanted to dialect with him because it killed me. See, this is what I don't like.
That's the
People
problem.
be like,
He don't know how to do that. That's the problem.
when
We
people
give him
be
a
like,
chance every time he call in, he get disrespectful and start name calling and shit. He
when
can't
people
even
be like,
he can't
well,
even talk
Democrats
respectful
did
by
it.
himself when it's just him talking.
It's all good. We'll move on. Go ahead, Dion. What's
Yeah,
poppin'?
but when they be like, see, the thing is, what I wanted to talk to say, it's not about the Democrats. It's about policy. You know, he sit up there and said, well, Kamala didn't have this or have that. Look what the fuck Trump doing. Look what he doing. They don't even have the fresh fruit. I don't even work at the school no more, so I didn't know. But they don't even have the fresh fruits program. They had cut out K-5. You know what I'm saying? Trump will fuck shit up so bad for people that like well, she's not my stepdaughter no more, but you know, like when she trying to enter school, this scholarships and stuff ain't there for her that once was because he did an attack on the Department of Education. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not so much about the thing, because we know that ain't no party for the black man. The white man is never for the black man. Yeah, they'll probably give us some scraps off the table to keep us from, it's like feeding rats outside so they won't come in your house. They'll give us some scraps to keep us at bay, you know what I'm saying, because they don't want us to come fucking with them. But at the end of the day, we know they is not beneficial for us. The policies are for everyone. You understand what I'm saying? And Trump policies is hurting everyone. You understand what I'm saying? Pretty soon, if you he's gonna cut out the FHA loans where you can't get a loan to buy a house, Pell Grants, trying to attack unemployment insurance. You see, they talking about Social Security. When we get older, we ain't gonna have no Social Security, or even if your mama or your daddy or your auntie or you're a loved one, it ain't even got. It's just somebody you love probably gonna have to depend on Social Security. We ain't talking about Social Security when you retire, but they can get injured and need Social Security disability. You understand what I'm saying? They fucking with them people's checks, cutting out the SNAP benefit program. It's a lot of stuff. So it's not so much that we're saying that, oh, we favor the Democrat. No, we favor the policies that the Democrats have, because some of those policies are beneficial to us.
I'm not even in love with the policies of the Democrats, because both sides can be foul as they want to be. They're the same bird. All I'm saying is, see, this ain't about party to me. This is about Trump. This ain't if he was a Democrat and he was moving the way he moves, I would still say I don't like it. I'm not. I have no reason. I don't have no reason. I'm gonna go look for the truth and the facts. I don't have no reason to cape or cap for nobody. Let me see. Ewok said he can talk, but I wouldn't listen to his stupid shit all day. Said he actually thinks the Civil War was fought to free slaves. Sonia Thrower said, it sounds like you want to argue and fight. You sound like a good kid. Talk like a grown man, not like a kid. Okay. Erica says she not cashing checks from Elon Musk or Donald Trump, so clearly her funding has a stronger agenda for American people. Sonia Thrower, she says he sound like a little kid. He's mad about something and he sound like he want to fight. Talk like a man, not like a little bitch. She said, glad you hung up on him. Good. I was tired of hearing his stupid mouth. Listen, the last thing I want to do on anybody is hang up. But once again, please don't disrespect my platform. I'm going to have to hang up on you. Tiasha said to Jesse, it's not about the Democrats and Republicans. At this point, it's about humans. The Klan leader is trying to make us slaves again, and he's sending anyone that is Latino, illegal and legal, to El Salvador so he can create the Holocaust. So, yes, Jasmine Crockett wants to know, since when is it legal to just pick up any Latino and deport them without a trial? So I definitely stand with her for defending our rights as brown people, right, as well as brown people rights. Let me see. So, I mean, listen, once again, anybody's welcome to call a show. And if you want to call in and express an opinion that's not necessarily on the same page as ours, welcome to do so. But nobody will ever be able to call in and tell me what to do or how to run my show. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to be respectful. And when you start generalizing, you're saying y'all, and everything you say y'all about, we've never stated on this show. So when I say no, we actually didn't say that, then you say, well, you're cutting me off. Well, you need to be cut off when you lying about me.
Well, that's how they kick it on that disrespectful ass show what they run.
You said what, Mark?
I said that's how they kick it on that disrespectful ass show what they run. We don't kick it like that. We got respect around here. That's something that's solid. That you know what I mean. That's something we come up with that's solid.
Right.
Men talk to each other with respect. That's it. We don't name call. We don't speak in general. If I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you.
Right, and I'm not going to say you said something that you didn't say, because if I did, I would expect you to say, man. No, okay, if I didn't say that. Now, I got another caller. Ewok, what's popping with you, man?
What's going on? Walking. That's what it do.
Happy 414 day, my brother.
Oh, man, I got my Bucks hat on GP and shit. You know, I wasn't even thinking. It's something made me put it on today.
There you go. It's in
but
you,
yeah,
not
man,
on you.
some people look for a negative talking point just to disagree with the masses. You know, you can disagree with the masses if you feel like, you know, I got a better point of view than y'all, but you got to be respectful when you given that better point of view that you think you may have. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody understands it.
And some people search for negative shit so they can have a talking point, so they can get attention because they know it's gonna get them attention. I call them attention seeking people and shit. I'm gonna say something stupid as hell just so I can see if I can get these niggas riled up. You know, that's what you wake up in the morning for, man. You wasting your time, man. Because all you're gonna do is get hung up on and cussed out and shit, called out, or some shit like that, man. Right. What the fuck?
Right.
But that's it. That's all, brothers, man. I just had to call in. Some motherfuckers do be looking for that nonsense, though, man.
Well, shout out to him,
agree with
man.
you, bro.
Listen, shout out to him, man. You free to move about the country as you see fit. And our job, we always say, I'm not here to tell nobody what to think. I just want them to think. Now, if you start to think about something and you come up with an alternative perspective as opposed to mine, I welcome you to come and talk about it. But the minute you cross the line and disrespect me, I'm going to cut you off. That is the way I've always been. I do not do disrespect. Man, woman, child, dog, cat, gerbil. I don't do it. What I will do is just walk away. It ain't really about, oh, you ain't gonna disrespect me because I'm gonna whoop your ass. No, you're gonna be talking to yourself. Because I can choose to remove myself from the situation. Right? It only gets physical when you try to inhibit me from moving. And I say, no, bro, I'm leaving. So, and we ain't gonna do that on Facebook or the internet. Why would I do that? That's a waste of time. You know, you have to go into circles where that kind of thing is welcome. It's not welcomed here. Don't generalize, don't paraphrase, and please don't misquote or misinform. We don't have many rules, Kamar, but those are just some of them.
Right.
Shout out to you, Ewok. Shout out to you, Dion, man. And Dion, the only reason I allowed him to come on because you called him out and you said something about him. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, let the brother defend himself. But then it goes from you and him to all of y'all. Who you talking to?
But you know what though? I agree with what Ewok just said though. When you got somebody that's always attacking somebody black, you got to start to look at them different. You know, like for real though. You know what I'm saying? Like, this sister ain't did nothing but speak up, speak her mind, went ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about back against the wall. You don't know this, man. This woman is getting death threats. She got to have security 24/7 around the clock. Anybody that go against Magazine, motherfuckers don't be knowing all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like, I don't call another code. That's why I want to send out CMOS yesterday. That's just like they had some shit on there. Like, okay, this is how they fuck with you. You know, I don't know if it's the white people, whoever. But they be like, she's not who you think she is. She's worth this. She went to an Ivy League school. She's not. You know, okay, good. Kudos. I'm glad for her. Everybody got to be ratchet together. Why she can't?
In order to get where she is, aren't those the requirements? You have to have an education. You have to have an education. You have to to become an attorney, right? You don't just go, oh, I want to be like, there's a journey. So you have to go to school. Now, one thing is, there was a statement made, she's not black. Why?
and passed the Texas bar.
Well, but she's not black. That's important to remember. Why is she not black? I think we made a great point during the election about Kamala, and we kept saying we understood that she wasn't black. I just said it tonight. She is the child of Tethers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've been said, well, even though our thing wasn't even about parties, it was about anybody but Trump. I said I was going to vote for Morris Day. Motherfuckers on here talking about voting for Donald Duck. And nobody said Republican or Democrat. It was about Trump. And the danger being that what he would do if he got into office, which he is now. And so there's so much uncertainty. Sure. I don't see how even his staunchest supporters couldn't say, hey man, I don't really even know what the fuck is going on. Like, I don't who got it figured out that ain't got more than or less than $20 million in the bank. Only the real millionaire, billionaire, upper crust blue bloods know what's going on. You seen the video of him in the White House telling, oh, you made 200 million, you made 99 million, you made $1 billion. He's talking to all these rich white dudes. There's not a colored man in it. I didn't even see a black dude serving tea.
Boy, you a goddamn fool.
So what?
Erica made a valid point too.
Okay. What was the point?
Because we have to be careful. We have to be careful with this shit. We got to watch this shit real closely. Because I was listening to something the other day when, you know, we got behind the ban the books and don't say gay in Florida. You know what I'm saying? We got behind that. Soon as we got behind that, they said, oh, we can ban the books and don't say gay. Boom. Now they on some other shit. They want to have the CRT and woke. Got to destroying all our books. You know what I'm saying? See, I have to even check myself about that shit because, you know, me and my guy, you know what I'm saying? He listens to the show every now and then. We ask ourselves, what made a lot of black people vote for Trump? And I hear it on other radio stations and things like that. Black people voted for Trump. It wasn't about a business aspect. It was about we didn't want Mexicans and Latinos and immigrants coming here, quote unquote, taking our jobs. We didn't like that homosexual agenda when they was talking about the guy in prison got the sex change and the LGBTQ using the bathroom with the little boys and girls, the same sex. We didn't have nothing in common with the MAGA motherfuckers. We just felt like he gonna go after this. But I think that was the wrong thing for us to gravitate behind due to the simple fact is those immigrants been coming here forever since Reagan been in office. That money that was allocated for those states like those cities like Chicago, Washington, D.C., New York, where the Republican governors were rounding the immigrants up. We don't say nothing about that. See, motherfuckers forgot about the Republican governors down there in Texas and them other Republican states sending the immigrants to Martha's Vineyard, sending them to VP Harris' house, sending them to those states. You understand what I'm saying? I think a lot of. Go ahead, Kim.
Well, I think this is bigger. I think this is bigger than parties. I think this is bigger than policy. It's something else in the water because why is it that and I'm talking to other black people. I feel like there's kind of a mantra of people who support the conservatives or the Republicans or Trump. I feel like they feel like they're more elite than individuals who don't. Like when I hear black people who do support this whole agenda speak, they speak as if they have some inside knowledge that the rest of us don't have, that they have an in-depth understanding of something that you don't know, that I'm on this level and you're on a lower level. And I'm like, well, how do we get to the point where us speaking out against a political candidate or a political party becomes divisive for us? Because I thought the common understanding was that we all as black Americans have been getting fucked by American politics on the whole for the better part of 300 years. So I don't understand why we get into now where, and it's even started, like I seen a conversation on Facebook about what's a nigga and what's a black person, you know? And so a nigga defined as how he or she behaves, how they live their lives. So if I'm in the hood, right, and we know, In the hood, there's a culture. You dress a certain way, you walk a certain way, you talk a certain way. Versus me being a clean-cut, affable Negro who is from the suburbs or who is from a good neighborhood or, came from a good home or whatever. And so one's a nigga and one's a black person. And I'm saying I feel like they're interchangeable. Because even if you are a black person who thinks you're not a nigga, the one thing the white man will do is remind you that you are a nigga.
You a nigga.
And you will have a nigga moment. And if you a nigga who believes that you can't be or shouldn't be a black person, it only takes 1 minute for you to get the clarity to understand that that's a better move in terms of longevity, and you can turn it around and change your life. I know more niggas who done turned into black people than I know black people who done turned into niggas. You understand what I'm saying? My thing is, I don't care who you vote for. At this point, it don't really matter. It doesn't really matter. I just want you to be honest and transparent about what we see going on. If I say, man, it's foul for you to try to erase all of the sins and all of the transgressions that white people have done historically, you're trying to reprogram your own kids by saying, I don't even want them to hear about it because it might make them feel uncomfortable. Well, it was done. It was executed. It's been perpetuated. You live in a country that is what it is because of what you did. So what you hiding? Okay. So when I see you going after black, all kinds of any program that involves equality in its tiniest piece, you go after it. It don't even got to just be about black people. It don't even got to just be just for us, because there's nothing that's just for us anyways. Which is why I love to hear black people going off on each other talking about, you dumbass niggas, you don't even know the civil rights this and the DI. Why it gotta be you dumbass niggas? Why can't it be, hey, my brother, are you aware of the fact? You see what I'm saying? Hey man, let's talk about DEI. Let's talk about integration. This is why I disagree with it. This is the what I thought it did, what I feel like it done to us. And you can retort, Kev, I disagree, yada, yada, yada. But why, oh, dumbass nigga? That's your motherfucking problem. Dude, I'm too old to be letting anybody talk to me like that. That's not going to happen. It's just, come on, it just won't. You know what I'm saying? I'd take an ass whooping for it. I'd rather you whoop my ass than somebody say, damn, Kev, you just let him say, shit, I might have to do something. Shit, come on, help me grab this motherfucker. Whoever's standing there with me, I'll be like, hey, man, you see me with this cane, grab that nigga. Let me headbutt him a couple times. So let me get the chat room. Syndrome or something? Hold on, Dion. Let me get the chat room. This is Jesse in the chat room. He said y'all allow Sean to disrespect me, and now you allowing Dion to disrespect me all the time. Sean Moore disrespected you? I feel like anytime anybody said anything to you, you shot back in kind. What we talking about here? Dion, as a matter of fact, case in point, Dion said something directly to you tonight, right? Didn't you, Dion?
Yeah.
What did I do in response to you saying something directly to him? What did I say immediately following that?
He called and you said, hold on, I'm about to allow him to get his
I said, because you said he's going to call, and it's going to take up a majority of the show, and it's going to be a back and forth. As soon as I said that, he called, and I brought him in. What we talking about? You muted, Kamar.
Water under the bridge.
You muted, Kamar.
Yeah, you said you gotta allow him to call in and say his piece, which we did.
Okay.
And see, here's the thing about me though, right? Like, if I'm somewhere and I feel like some people is letting somebody else disrespect me, how about I won't hang around those people no more?
I just leave.
I just leave. I ain't gonna be crying and shit. I ain't gonna be name calling and pointing fingers and so said this, so said that. Oh, snitch ass nigga, get out of here.
This is hold on. Let me get the chat room, Kamar, because this is Ewok. He says the nigger is the one who would even entertain the question. Don't ask me that shit. I like that. What's the difference between the black person and the nigga? The nigga's the one who'd answer the question.
Right. Big cover.
I like that, man. Shout out to my outlaws, man. Let me see. He says, I got death threats. I've run for office. Until you run for office, you don't know about no death threats. I don't know about death threats.
Goddamn.
I don't know about death threats.
Man, what the hell, man?
I've been shot at. I've been shot at. And not a threat. Not a threat. Hey, I didn't even know they was finna shoot, Kamar.
You gotta be fucking
threat.
kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Like, you don't even talking about death threats.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Come on, man.
Because you ran for office. I got shot at because I was from a certain block.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew somebody.
Right. Wasn't no threat.
That wasn't no threat, nigga. They tried to take the motherfucker out, nigga. That was the assassination. They said, fuck the threat. They went for the assassination attempt.
Come on, man. We ain't gonna tell them we coming, right? Like,
I'm going somewhere, little buddy, man. Leave us alone.
Tiasha said, because let's keep it real, what job was an immigrant doing that any black or clear person is going to work for the same pay? So sorry, they didn't take any jobs and wasn't bothering me, and neither are any gay people. They can love whoever they want to love. It isn't affecting our lives. Ernest said, laughing my ass off. Definitely ain't no warning. LOL. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think people have to stop making assumptions. Listen. I'm convicted to do this not because of my political affiliations. It's because of what I know to be true about my community, from a perpetrator of it to a person that's been worked on the preventative side of it. It's not a shallow understanding. You're talking about running for office. I'm not even finna sit here and start naming off anything I've ever done. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to. I think there's a reason that after 11 years, hold on, Kamar, just let me say this. After 11 years of doing this, I don't think anybody's ever questioned our credibility from this city.
And then not only that, man, but that's the shit boys do. Boys got to throw out their accolades and the shit they done tried to do or did and shit. Men just do the fucking shit and shut the fuck up.
Right. I don't brag on being.
We don't give a fuck if somebody don't like us. We just don't fuck with them.
I don't brag on being a father because I'm supposed to be a father. I don't want a medal. I don't want a cookie. I don't brag on never snitching on nobody or robbing nobody or setting nobody up because I'm not supposed to do that.
Right.
I'm not special because I play by the rules. So it is what it is. Your work speaks for itself. You don't have to say you're a real nigga. Somebody else will say it for you. I do got another caller. I think Erica, and I forgot she had called. Erica, you with us again?
Yeah, I'm back. I had to take care of a couple tasks.
Okay. Well, what's popping?
Man, you said there's something else in the water besides just Democratic parties against Republican parties. It is. It absolutely is. It's definitely the fight of ultimate power. Who's going to have the power? The white supremacists do not want us to know the exact truth, and they don't want the world to know so that they can stay on top. However, we've been fighting back as the black and brown community, preferably the black community, for so long. And we've been saying, hey, we've been the short end of your jokes and your sticks for so long that now when these white supremacists want to continue to keep the power, they're not only just targeting our communities anymore, they're targeting everyone. And now it's the small white businesses that are asking for help. And I don't know if y'all remember when I said this beforehand, but it's allowing white supremacists to lose control if Donald Trump gets into office. Almost every day on my timeline, there's a new story of a Karen. There's a new story of how police are still being targeting our black people. And it's just getting more and more and more intensified. And people like Jesse like to, it's the same way with unions. It's easier to pay one person to union bust than it is to pay everybody a 401k, especially when you have 700 employees in your company. So Jesse's part of that percentage of we don't want real black excellence.
Well,
they prefer to say,
listen,
let's create.
Don't generalize him, Erica. Don't say his
I don't
name.
Care. I ain't go. Okay.
I know, but don't say his name and don't generalize.
Because
he's not here to defend himself and
there's
he ain't coming back.
That's fine. There's this 1% of people who say, hey, it's better for us to create our own, but then that's still not enough power in order to make a shift in any of these laws that we have. So instead of standing together, they just want to target the little bit we do have to make our jobs a lot harder.
Okay.
So I just wanted to tap in. Dion, I hope you dig into him and make him really read himself as a man from man perspective, just so you know.
We ain't doing
and
that.
I had to get that out because you don't never let me be petty. But I do got a petty side.
You know
to
what?
me.
That's what
and
I'm glad. You know what, Erica? I'm glad you said that because I try not to be petty myself, and I try to keep everybody from being petty, but the shit don't work, right? So at least you're giving me credit instead of saying, "Well, you let one person be more petty than me." I try to stop all the shit, but I guess it's just, it's the immovable force.
I know I
versus
got
the
a petty
unmovable
side,
object.
but
well, we all do.
I understand the ultimate goal. You get what I'm saying? And I'm very passionate about the work that I've been doing. And it really, really grinds my gears when I have people who come out and they have these strong platforms, but they're feeding our communities false information. And then it leaves us still with a knife in our side because now we still fighting, beaten and battered, but now we also bleeding out because there's so much false information out there.
Now let me see. I got T-Arsh in the chat room. She says, Kev, can you scroll back to some comments because you skipped over some? I understand about your flip phone, right? I try to keep up with them. This is why I try to keep up with them. Cause Jason Vadilli in the chat room, he said, family, I'm getting enlightenment about real issues. Stop entertaining him. Ewok said, that's like me saying, Kev, I'm gonna fuck you up at exactly 10 o'clock. That's dumb as hell. Right? Well, a death threat, it's coming. I'm gonna be ready. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad you called. He said, definitely ain't no warning. Okay, so look, because I wanted to get to, like I said, this has turned into this incredible conversation, and I think they're all good. Don't see. I think every conversation, even the difficult ones, are good, right? Because people get to kind of get anything they want off their chest. As long as we're all two-way communication devices, meaning we speak and we listen and we speak. Now, if anyone believes that you can just call in and just talk for 30 minutes straight, that's not going to happen. Or else do your own show. You ain't going to be able to do that on mine. But I want to talk about Jadakiss. We'll switch this up a little bit because the latest now is, and we're all familiar, we're all hip-hop heads on here of a certain age. Jadakiss is being exposed by some people, and this is actually relevant to what we were talking about. Some people who are saying he grew up in this 2-parent household and had a great upbringing and went to private school and actually attended college. Now, we know for the past 25 to 30 years, Jadakiss has been what we would call an East Coast gangster rapper, basically, right? A lot of street talk, a lot of drug talk, a lot of gun talk, all this kind of thing. Now, this is from two different things. Well, this is from two different perspectives. Because on one side, there's a lot of people say he's a studio gangster. Why? Because he had 2 parents. Because he went to a good school. Because he went to college. That would mean that would mean there's no way he could possibly be a street nigga. And I'm here to tell you that is the most inaccurate statement you can ever make in your life. And I know this because of personal experience, because I did have 2 parents. As a matter of fact, my father was a preacher, and we lived in a great neighborhood. We owned our home, beautiful home. I was never hungry. Lights wasn't never cut off, right? Had a little dip in Reaganomics where my clothes wasn't what they had once been, but we bounced back from that shit like 2, 3 did 4, 5. I love when Lil Sean say that. That's one of the coldest lines I've ever heard. I bounced back like 2, 3 did 4, 5. It's a double entendre. Just listen to it later. But I'm saying, eventually, because of the situations and the circumstances in my community, I was forced to jump off the porch. And at that time, if you were going to do that, you had to adapt to the situation. So you end up doing some things you ain't necessarily proud of. Was I not a real dude because I had 2 parents? I went to Rufus King High School for the college bound, graduated, went to college, got a bachelor's degree, got a master's degree, studied for my doctorate. And nobody can tell me that I'm not a hood dude or ain't been in some hood shit and ain't been a real one and ain't been in real action. And you can't say that because I went to school and I had a good family. It's like saying good people can't be bad and bad people can't be good. Now, that is my personal perspective on it. So, Kamar, I want to ask you, because I know you like Jada. I know you're a hip-hop dude like myself. You like lyricists. Have you heard any of this now?
Before you jump in, I just want to respectfully bow out, because I ain't had none of that shit. And I still came from the hood, and they only gave me 2 options, either heroin or selling drugs, and I didn't do either. So I got about the hood. But I'll be back. I'll call back in when we talk about something.
So,
I didn't choose
but hold
it,
on, you're from
some people still call me a real nigga.
But you're a good person now, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, that's like saying a good person can't be bad and a bad person can't be good. You just said it. You just said I came from nothing and I still managed to turn this shit around. So why would I dismiss anybody because of where they came from? It's about where you at. It ain't where you from. So yeah, I peace out.
Absolutely.
Thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in. Come on,
Yep.
I want to get your take on this because I mean, you know how we love our hip hop now.
I know both. I know people who had both parents in the house, people who had one parent in the house, people that was in the hood or not so much in the hood like that, you know what I mean, where everybody was doing the same shit. I don't think it's too much meant that, you know what I mean, just because you got a parent and a mother and a father in the house, you ain't finna be doing this shit out here in the streets, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We got friends and shit that's out here who we running with and doing shit. Where you come from really don't mean nothing once you're there. You know?
Yeah, and to say because somebody never starved,
you know,
they didn't live with rats and roaches, then that mean you could never be a real and I hate to kind of quantify it as a street dude, but I'm just saying, like somebody who deals. Life is life. Real life is real life. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Or even to take it a little farther, right? Like you see it all the time where, you know what I mean, you got niggas in the hood like, oh, no, he didn't grow up with no daddy. Or that nigga grew up with his daddy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the nigga who grew up with his daddy won't beat your ass or something. You know what I'm saying? They say it like he's soft. You know what I mean? He's softer than the nigga that grew up without a daddy or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's just a whole fucked up thought process that we have in the hood like that. You know what I mean?
It's like he ain't gonna get in no trouble. He got two parents. He couldn't possibly get in trouble. He got both his parents. Get the fuck out of here. Go ahead, Dion.
They were talking about how we normalize the struggle and make it look cool and right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you think about it though, like if a motherfucker could read or just do, if he was articulate, he might have dumbed himself down. Like, I didn't have to do none of this shit I do. My grandmother and my grandfather took good care of me. I didn't have I'm the oldest. I didn't have older brothers and shit when I was growing up. So the streets was lucrative to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, bro, like, and you think I be bullshit, like I swear for God, like everything I went through in my life, I was gonna go through it. Because when I was young, my nigga, in Chicago, you could drop out at the age 16. I knew I was gonna drop out of high school. I wanted to be a gang, like no bullshit, kid. This was my dream, was a little shorty. I wanted to drop out of high school at 16. I wanted to be a gang leader. I wanted to kill somebody, because back then, if you caught a body in Chicago, I think you might do like a dub or something. Even when I came up here, I was like, because back then, if you kill somebody, you weren't getting a lot of time. So I ain't really give a fuck about killing nobody. You know what I'm saying? All that shit was in my mind, and that was shit that I wanted to attain. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I swear, and listen, when I say on my soul, my God, I literally mean that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I wanted to do. Those were my ambitions. Not to be a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, a policeman, go to the military, nothing like that. I love them streets. I wanted to have rank. I wanted to be a region or a gov. I wanted to have a deck up under me. I wanted to have a deck named after me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought this shit like no bullshit. Like, that shit was crazy. It took me years to get out that mentality. Like if I died, I wanted my niggas to know that I was clutching. Like I was trying to get up for the nigga ass. Even if a nigga would have killed me, but I had mine on me and I was trying to get at his ass. Because my niggas would have knew I went out like a soldier. But now that I'm older, that was a fucked up mentality to have. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that I didn't do all that shit. Because there was times me and my guys could have killed people. You know what I'm saying? Like no bullshit. But it was like something there. Either the gun didn't go off, it wasn't the right time, somebody was looking. I'm talking about, we was dead on ass. I remember one time we had a motherfucker up in the house and we was like, we gonna kill this nigga tonight. And that was like in 95. A motherfucker probably would have still been just getting out the joint. You know what I'm saying? And so like growing up in the streets, it don't make no difference that I had a grandmother, a grandfather, I had supportive family members that were there to try to push me through this. And they were they were doing good. You know what I'm saying? They worked for the Board of Education in Chicago. Motherfuckers had their own businesses, cleaners. They were people that had shit. Everybody that I grew up with in Chicago, family owned shit. My daddy, man, Mr. Tyson, rest in peace, he was an electrician. His son right now can work on anything. This was a nigga who his brother gave him an 87 Ford Fairmont. He had music in it with a Walkman and buckets. He put speakers inside of a bucket. But that's how smart he was, though. You know what I'm saying? Because his dad taught him shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And the ingenuity that he used to have shit like that. And we young riding around in a Ford Fairmont listening to a Walkman, but banging out this world. Like my guy right now, Mr. Wilson, man, he rest in peace. He owned a pet shop. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I like snakes so much too. We used to go up into the pet shop. Mr. Wilson, he wanted us to get off the street and try to go up there and help clean out cages and shit. You know what I'm saying? My one guy, Folks Dooney, you know what I'm saying? His mama and them on an incense company. They made incense and had a cleaners. So I grew up with people that had my guy Ant, you know what I'm saying? His mama then was the Huxtables. One was a doctor, one was a lawyer. You know, literally, like it was, but I think she was the lawyer and the dad was the doctor. It was vice versa. A black Ant family lived good. I'm talking about Mercedes Benz, BMW.
Did he end up in the streets?
Hell yeah, and in the street, and still in the street. Okay. Hell yeah.
So the point is made that how we classify, how we prejudge someone based on when you don't even really know. Like somebody could have grew up wealthy and been abused and be extremely traumatized. Mm-hmm. Like somebody could have grown up in this great situation but had mental health issues. And so you don't know. Mm-hmm. And that's why I just thought it was funny. And I thought it was like relevant to what they're saying about Jasmine Crockett, in which she's not from here and she's not from there and she's fronting to be this and she's fronting to be that. Now let me go to the chat room. Sonia Thrower says you can make it out the hood if you want, and you could be something as long as you got a good head on your shoulders and you do the right thing, not stupid stuff. You can make it. I made it. I'm still here, thank God. I'm a certified nurse assistant for 30 years, and I love what I do, so don't tell me you can't make it. You don't want to, okay? Ewalk is in the chat room. He says if Jada was fake, them New York niggas would have been destroyed his ass. He's solid. Studio rapper by ass. He said he's done been around that shit. Erica Hunt, she said, damn, she got me a paragraph. No disrespect to nobody, but becoming a hood ninja when you know you came from quality lifestyles. It's like you saying you never was a slave. Then you went to the slave master and asked, could you get a beating because it looks like fun till master broke you. I get emotional when we talk about topics like this because it's funding the white American or white supremacist agenda when we decide to be a hood nigga and ratchet bitches. Well, you know, I once again, I'm a firm believer of you don't really get to choose your life. Your life chooses you. And so you don't know what circumstances you're going to be faced with. I don't think you can qualify somebody for anything just off top. Like, so if I'm born into a certain situation, you say, oh, well, there's no reason he should fail. When you don't know what that individual's upbringing is like. Like I can tell you, as great as it was having two parents and as great as it was living where we lived and this kind of thing, it was a lot of struggles. I watched my parents struggle. Both of my parents are deceased right now from health issues. I watched them go through a lot of shit. Now, did I come outside and talk about it? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Because like Scarface said, what's going on in this house, stay in here, comprende? So you don't know what's going on behind them walls, no matter how good they look on the outside. And it wasn't like me saying, oh, I want to be a loser. It was like me, you know, because Dion, when you was talking about you was aspiring to be the street dude or whatever, you know, I had some aspirations of being something when I was little, but at a certain point in my life, my aspiration was to survive. Because my friends and my family and my neighborhood, people was getting killed. People was going to jail. I got to the point where it's like, I just want to get home at night. You know, Tupac made that song, If I Die Tonight. For a lot of us at 16, 17 years old in the community then, especially in Milwaukee on the north side, you never knew. It was 50-50. And you didn't have to be in it. You just had to be there. You might not even knew what your homeboy was involved in. I didn't know he had robbed it or he had, and you was just there. So you never knew. So
guilty by association.
Well, but then, okay, so you say, well, you should have made better friends. So that means I should have just stayed in the house. Maybe I should have. But you know, if my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle. What happened was I chose to do is say, I'm gonna live my life and be brave. I'm gonna face. I'm going out here. You can't make me stay in the house. You can't tell me I can't walk down this street. You can't tell me I can't wear this hat or wear the. Fuck you. Now, was it wrong? Probably not, but it's a rite of passage for any young man to say, no, I got to be brave. I got to learn how to go. They say they're sending young warriors into the wilderness for a week to survive by yourself. And if you come back, it's a rite of passage. You are now a man. Right. And so it wasn't necessarily about, you know, because I know some dudes who was really square, but I saw them get turned to the fact that they're still in the streets and I'm not. They were square when I met them. Had, you know, way more than in terms of that. Like, okay, no, I would never do that. I would never do that. I would never drink.
A square nigga get some money, though. Hey, a square nigga get some money was a dangerous nigga because he moved real different, though. He moved so different.
Well, it depends on how sometimes the silent one is the most dangerous one. It ain't about him throwing it up all the time. He said, this motherfucker move in the shadows. Erica said that's a double standard because the stereotype tell us we should have picked better baby daddies. What? The stereotype tells you should. You mean past tense should have picked better baby daddies? Look, if he's a foul loser ratchet baby daddy, that's not a stereotype. That's fact. A stereotype is the belief that we're all the same, or that a certain dude is a certain way. It's not a stereotype. Go ahead, Dion.
This is like now, you know what I'm saying? Like we talking about like Jada Kiss and Jasmine Crockett. I was just looking at some, and I had y'all on mute with Cam and Mace was talking about John Morant, and I guess he be doing this little gun thing. And Cam was like, "Nigga, fuck it." He was like, "Don't lose all your endorsement deals and this, that, and the other." Now that's insane right there because this man is worth like $250 million, $250 million, and he out here acting ugly. So that just show you how the streets, motherfuckers want to be the streets. Like it's motherfuckers out here, like you said, that even gotta be in the streets. Like look at the suburban white kids. You know what I'm saying? They want to be the streets. That's why they listen to the rap music until you know comments.
Like the one who killed his parents here and said he was going to use the money that he stole from him to assassinate Trump and start a race war.
I heard that. My mama was telling me about that. I don't watch the news because technically, y'all know I'm really gonna be going to sleep in a minute. I can't kick it all the way with you niggas like I used to, man. That should be whack as a motherfucker.
Go check it out. That's what I'm saying. You can't tell me nothing about white kids and how pure they are. Like,
but what he do though? Tell me about it though. What he do?
He murdered his parents.
Start a race war.
He was gonna kill Trump. He murdered his parents so he can take their money, and allegedly he said he was going to use that money to assassinate Trump so he can start a race war.
Here in Milwaukee?
In Wisconsin, somewhere here in Wisconsin.
Oh, in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Damn, that shit crazy as well.
I mean, but you know, like I said, man, I think it comes down to this. Like you were talking about Cameron and all this kind of stuff, and we always make the mistake of talking to young people like they should be old. If I'm a young 24, how old is Ja Morant? 25, 26? 25, 25?
Yeah, he's somewhere.
And you say he's worth $250 million from shooting the basketball. Why is it that you think you can come to him and talk to him like he's gonna? He's not hearing what you're saying. If you'd have came to 24-year-old me and I had $250 million, there's no telling what the fuck I'd be doing. Matter of fact, I didn't even have that much money and I was on some other shit then. So when I hear, that's my problem. Instead of coming to the young brother saying, "Hey, brother, let's talk, man. Let's talk." You gotta get to know him. So, okay, so you think about, well, he did the pistol thing and then the next night he simulated throwing a bomb in the crowd, right? It's like, oh my God. But if I turn on Xbox, I can play Call of Duty and play team deathmatch and get 75 kills a match all night long. And it's all good.
But you know what though? He offended white people though. He's offending the white.
Oh my God. Is that what it is? That what the problem is? He scared him or he offended him? They scared of him?
He's offending them.
They scared of him?
I don't think they're scared of him. He's offending them though.
They offended by him, but they ain't offended by somebody cutting off their Social Security. or putting an economic policy in place that makes it almost unaffordable for you to live. You see the story about the white farmer, the white MAGA supporter in Canada, I believe, in New York, with the cows, and he gets his food from Canada for his cows, right? Well, along with that food now, because it comes from Canada, is the tariff costs. I think he said he got a check for something like $3,500. He got a bill for it, and he's like, well, I'm in a position where I can't raise the price of my cows because I'm in a co-op, but I can't afford the tariff because I got to feed my cows. So what am I going to do? This is a white guy who voted for Trump. I ain't said Biden. I ain't said Kamala. I ain't said Republican. I ain't said Democrat. I said MAGA, Trump supporter, right? So this is where we at in this country. Like, people worry about the wrong shit. That's my point. You really worried about Ja throwing a grenade in the crowd? Really? Like, I'm just saying. And they're giving him these, and nobody's even saying, well, how much was he fined? Probably 50, 60,000, 75,000. Where did that money go? You just take that from me because you don't like what I did? But if I get if I get a $200 million endorsement deal from PlayStation tomorrow, I can be on the Call of Duty game. They can use my likeness. I can be on the commercial. They're gonna make billions off that game. This is a Grand Theft Auto coming up, right? But you telling me don't do that? Why? I'm saying this is hypocrisy, and that's why I'm like, man, if I was Ja, I would tell Cam, man, fuck you. It's not like you think Ja Morant listens to Cam's music. He probably ain't never heard of Cameron's song. Like he's in a position to say, who? You talking about the old ass rapper dude who be on YouTube? Like, this is like Isaiah Thomas mad at LeBron for warming up with his shirt off.
For real?
Go ahead, come on.
That's like Courtney not knowing LL Cool J used to rap.
That was funny. That was a moment when she was like, damn, and
you know what I mean? Ja Morant probably didn't even know Cameron was a rapper. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never heard Old Boy.
Hey, boy, you stupid as hell.
Rockefeller been gone since 05.
Since he was born.
Was he born? Why does he care what Cameron has to say about him? It's like LeBron looking at Isaiah like, why do I care about what you say? You got convicted of sexual.
Isaiah Thomas was really mad at him, though.
Well, he's been so critical of him, but you got convicted for sexual assault and sexual harassment. You almost brought the whole organization down. But you mad at LeBron for not having a shirt on? You worried about the wrong shit.
Yeah, that was just like, dude, old funky ass. And I know you said, let's wait for the details come out. But dude, daddy, the one who got stabbed, his daddy gonna say, well, what type of parent raised him? But he was charged with sexual assault like 11 years ago.
Hold on once, Dion.
You know,
what in the
Go ahead, Dion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was charged with like sexual assault 11 years ago. And you talking about, well, what type of, you know what I'm saying? What type of man raises his son to try to bully somebody else instead of saying, you know, it's raining outside. Y'all seen the man come up in there trying to escape the rain. Instead of embracing him, you want to try to bully him and kick him up out of there. Man, fuck, dude, on my mama. I don't give a fuck on the real. Man, I don't feel sorry when nothing happens to no white person, man. On the real. That's if we can't get reparations and money, we'll get it little bit by little bit the way we get it. And to see them motherfuckers go through hell and be tortured and Trump doing all this shit, that's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck on the real. I can't stand them motherfuckers. On the real. You just look at them, they just kill me. You know what I'm saying? They smile, that fake ass smile. They be acting like everything, like the world just don't exist. They just walk around. I just can't stand them, man. I can't stand them. Boy, I came up to the House of Vitality today, man. I tried to pull in the parking lot. I seen it was closed. I wanted some. You got some flavor sea moss. I don't want no regular sea moss. I need something with some flavor to it.
I got some sea moss gummies. I got sea moss
No,
teas.
I want sea moss gel.
Smoothies. I don't got flavored sea
I need
moss.
some jar sea moss.
No, I don't got the gel, but I can plug you in. I could plug you in with somebody who do it. You heard me, Dion? You still there? Well, if you're still listening, Dion, I could plug you in. I got a guy who get his sea moss from me. I got a guy who get his sea moss from me, Dion, and he do flavored sea moss. So I could plug you in with him.
All right.
Oh, okay. Because I know I was in Chicago all this weekend. I wanted to go to my place and buy some sea moss. But I was like, man, I'm not traveling no fucking hour. But Chicago ridiculous, man. Oh, my God. Like when my gal said, she said 30 minutes from where I got to go. So I had to travel in 30 minutes. It's about $25 jar of sea moss.
Right.
And travel 30 minutes back. But, you know, I ain't gonna lie. When I was taking that sea moss, because I do take it like a jar, it lasts me like 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks.
I got pills too.
Sound like you need some elderberry more so than some sea moss. Sound like you need some elderberry. Now hold on.
Boy, you stupid.
No, for real, because elderberry, Kamar, now you correct me if I'm wrong. Elderberry is gonna shock that immune system just a little bit faster in terms of sea moss is a long-term commitment, though, right? In order,
they both gonna help. Sea moss bust the mucus up, so do the elderberry. But elderberry, I believe, will make your immune system stronger faster.
Okay, so I wasn't wrong. I didn't want to.
Right.
I like the sea moss to give me energy, though. The cold is something I'm gonna shake. I fucked around and went outside improperly dressed. Cause like to me, I think I discovered something because I know like it's two different forms of colds. It's like a cold that you have that you can catch from somebody else, and it's a cold that you catch like if you say for instance like you were sweating and you went outside and your pores was open. That's the type of cold I have. I don't have the virus cold. I feel like I caught it from somebody else because then I'd be like a lot worse. Because like right now I just got the little cough and shit. And I'm getting better to be honest with you.
Self-prescribing yourself. This is hilarious.
No, for real though, bro.
Erica, hold on, let me get the chat room, Dion. Erica Hunt said what the elders used to say, you made your bed and I lay in it. This is who is this? This is TR. She said, tell Dion to boil some water with a lemon and drop a cough drop in his cup and drink it hot. Also rub Vicks Vapor Rub on his chest and the bottom of his feet and put socks on to sweat the cold out. She said an Alabama remedy. Then use Kamar's elderberry to keep from getting sick again. Yes, she going all out. That's a mama treatment. You almost need a woman with you to do all that for you.
Almost wrapped you up in a blanket too, Dion.
Right. Jesse said, okay. He said, well, if you feel like that, I'm done fucking with y'all. Good day and night. I've entertained this ignorance and fuckery long enough. The feeling's mutual, I guarantee you. Said unsubscribe, done. You won't hear from me ever again. Damn. Shit.
Butt hurt.
Hey, man, dude is a kid, man. He's a kid.
I don't know what's wrong with him, but I know I ain't got to deal with
the way he texted, man. Like he's a kid. Like, why would you ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to tell me. Bye. Grow the fuck up.
I just he needs to understand it does not bother me in the least that you said it was fuckery or it was ignorance or like none of that shit. Once again, man, I'm a vet. I'm a warrior. I'm a soldier. That shit don't bother me.
And I really doubt that I would miss somebody that's disrespectful as him.
What are we talking about, bro? Okay.
Thank you. That's what you should have said. Thank you.
Listen. Just like you can choose to tune in, you can choose to tune out. You know, it goes back to what I said about when I encounter platforms and I know that I just don't agree.
Yeah, I just don't tap in. Don't tap in.
I don't go in there and make statements or anything. I don't. Listen, bro, I've been alive a long time, and I didn't know you for most of my life, so I don't know what you barking up the wrong tree, man. You got it fucked up. You got it fucked up. She said, Sonia Thor saying, you sell sea moss. I'd like to buy some because I was getting ready to order the pills and the stuff. Look like applesauce. Kamar, listen, Kamar.
At the Sherman Phoenix.
Well, but she's in Alabama, Kamar. She's down south.
Okay.
So she got to get you. She got to inbox you.
Okay. Inbox me.
She got to inbox you. Unless you hear, my sister. If you hear, then just go by the Sherman Phoenix. Kamar will ship. I know that about him. You gonna get what you pay for.
Gonna ship it.
He will. I know he has in the past. Shout out to Jeff Crape and people. People ain't got packages, man. Got food.
Ask Ernest.
Right, Ewok. Yes, he's in.
He'll tell you.
We both ship. Right. So when I bring this apparel back, feel free to put in an order. It's coming real soon. Shout out to me and my wife. Trust me. Ewok said I've been
You're gonna have some hats.
We gonna, you know what? I'm expanding it to be just shirts because I realize people like different things, right? So I want tumblers. The problem with the hats is we had wool hats, and that's a whole different process in terms of stitching. So there may be a form of caps, as we call them. Just y'all will see. Y'all will see what me and my baby girl about to do. Not my baby girl, but my wife. My baby girl is my daughter. My wife, I should say, my baby. Ewok said I've been on them on dim oil oregano with black seeds. Okay, dim oil.
That's he's saying I've been on them oil of oregano with black seed oil.
Thank you. Okay, I'm fucked up. Thank you.
I got those too. I got those at the store. The oil of oregano with black seed oil pills.
Okay. What does that do?
It's great for your immune system. It's good for parasites, all type of shit. They even help get rid of STDs.
Oh shit! Don't tell people that.
Yeah, you got to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined with your program. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. You know this the syphilis capital of the world, bro.
You can't just pop a couple of these and figure you straight. You know?
Like what? Come on! Oh shit! I ain't got to go to the clinic. Sonia Thor says she's in Camden, Arkansas. Said I've been up there. She said she'll be up here in September.
That's where I was born at. I was born in Camden. I wasn't raised down there. I was just born. My mama fucked around and went in birth down there.
She said that she'll be up here in September or October. Tiasha said Kamar will ship quickly, but with Kevin, you probably wait a year. No, you're not waiting on your t-shirt. No, you're not waiting on a t-shirt. Oh shit! I was supposed to give you a. You know what though, Tiasha? I was supposed to give you a free t-shirt because I took so long with your hoodie, but the t-shirts were out of print. If I don't send it, it's because I ain't got it. We haven't printed anything. And my wife and I, we just had this conversation yesterday about kind of reinventing what we were doing because her passion is doing apparel. She does it. Like she has contracts. She does it. And she's tight. And so we're going to reinvigorate the apparel. So we're going to do t-shirts, and I will make sure that you'll be the first one to get a t-shirt, and you'll get one free, Tiarsha, because I did take a long time with you. But once again, that happened because what's my man name? Tone. What's Tone name? What was his name? Kamar. MC Tone bought her a hoodie, and I put it in the backseat of my car and forgot about it. And it stayed in the backseat of my car for a very long time. It was in the package and everything. It was entirely my fault. Right. Please don't blame it on black businesses. It was just this black business. Because I just forgot. And my son would be like, Dad, what you going to do? I'd be like, oh, we're going to drop that off one day. And then me and him would be on the road and like all this kind of, and I decided to shout out. I'll get you a t-shirt. You won't have to wait.
It's my time, fellas. It's 9:30.
Hey, man.
I got to leave. I hate it, though. I'm about to listen to you. I like to listen to you when I fall asleep. No homo, though.
Right. So Ewok said, go see the wizard, man. Ewok said, go see the wizard. Yes, sir.
I love y'all, man. Y'all niggas stay up, man. You know, be safe out here, man. Keep your seatbelt on. Keep your head on the swivel, man. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully your boy gonna feel better. I'm gonna go out here and fuck with these garbage cans tomorrow. I went to work today, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go out here and fuck with these garbage cans tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Still making this living and keeping the roof over me and my dog's head. keeping these Jordans on my feet. You know, maybe when Memorial Day come, I might go on down south somewhere. You know, but I love y'all, man. Y'all stay up, man. I'm gonna take me a nap. I'm gonna listen to Outlaw, fall asleep, no homo, man, and y'all be smooth. Care, love.
All right, my
Love,
brother.
bro.
All right. Sonya Thor said
All right,
Milwaukee
bro.
is her hometown. Happy 414 to y'all, man. Happy 414 day. If you're just tuning in, it's been an eventful evening. And I understand that, and Erica's just saying peace to Dion. Come on, I understand these conversations about politics get very complicated, right? And people are very like passionate and opinionated, and like people feel a certain kind of way. I think for me, the only way I can really have them is if they're sensible, rational conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for me, anything I talk about with anybody has to be reasonable and rational. I'm just at the point where I'm not really finna do foolishness, Kamar. I'm not gonna do chaos. I'm not gonna do disrespect, disregard. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be talked down to. At this point, I just can't. This shit has been my life has been way too real for me to let anybody short me, Kamar. And I don't care what it is. It could be a spitting contest. I don't got time for the bullshit, man. We gonna do this? Is this business or not? If other than that, come on, man. Like what we talking about?
Right.
You know,
no small talk.
Well, I mean, if you once again, I have tried to be very poignant with our show over the years of saying, let's let people talk. Let's hear what this person is saying. You and I have clashed about this shit before. I don't just do it for one. To me, this is the only way I can do the show, because I think about how it would sound if I was a listener, and I'd be like, "What the fuck? I'm turning from this shit." So, you know, you feel how you feel. I love the support that we get. I love that people listen to the show, and I'm always surprised because it's somebody who I ain't even know was paying us any attention. But I ain't going for the bullshit, man. I ain't going for it. Don't. It's too much. It's too much to my character is too great for me to allow anybody. At this point, I just can't have it. And like I say, it's not about me like gangstering up or thugging up and doing nothing to you. It's just about me removing myself. Like, well, you won't have to worry about me. I won't be around here, and I won't make an announcement. You'll just see it. Sonia Thrower says, I like to buy things, and I will buy it from Black-owned businesses. I do a lot of shopping on Temu, so I will buy from y'all. Send me the information, and I will buy and pass it along to my friends down here in Arkansas. Don't forget, I'm a 414 Milwaukee girl, okay? And you've been supporting the show, Sonia. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, my sister. And so, like, I guess it's only right that we kind of close this thing out tonight, and not that this is the end right here, but this is kind of like the major thing that we've seen. Once again, it's the retread of the tire in which China, and this is in light of all the tariff talk and the taxes and who imports and who exports, and this is so they revealed today that most of the things that Americans purchase in terms of luxury items are pretty much made at the same factory. So you think that you have designer and you think that you're spending all this extra money, but it's the same shit. And this is why for a long time I've been saying I don't place a stake on name brands. I normally don't wear anything with a big logo unless it's Outlaw Radio. Now, that's not to say I don't have any name brand things, right? Because I do believe that there's a line between quality and things that are less quality. So I believe shoes are one of those things. Like a cheap shoe is a cheap shoe and it won't serve its purpose. But other than that, I feel like things that you need can be acquired without you saying it's all about a brand name. Like there are good jeans that ain't designer jeans. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was going to say, I think this is another one of them things where it's letting us know how we need to do our own shit. We need our own clothes. We need our own look. We need our own narrative. You know what I mean? You talk about when people gain their own, like, say Mexicans, all these different nationalities, whatever, you know what I mean? They all got their own clothes too. You know what I'm saying? So maybe this is something that's telling us, like, this is a sign, like, man, start making your own shit. We've been doing this shit that these motherfuckers been making y'all spend all this money for. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got you wasting your money. Like, make your own clothes. Everybody do it. I just think that's another one of them signs, man, for us to start stepping up and buying shit from each other. We create our own look. You know what I'm saying? Our own look, our own style, our own vibe. They could buy our shit too, but you know what I mean? We just know where to get it from.
And it's mostly just lipstick on a pig, because a lot of times people feel like what they put on the outside will protect what's going on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I know a lot of us, there are people who don't feel secure unless they have something on that is of name brand. Like I'm Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Prada, you know, all these, and these are names that have value simply because they tell us they have value. Right. Because you can go and spend a lot of money on some quality shit and get it and be like, this is on some name brand shit and be like, this is bullshit.
Right.
It don't even last as long as the cheap shit you bought. You know what I'm saying? But this is us, and this is our the what we do in terms of being consumers in this country. Because really, when I think about this, I say, well, I think we are probably most guilty of this, because Gucci, those names, a lot and it's a cultural, like, it's embedded culturally now. Like, I have to have something name brand, like, but when somebody else comes up with their logo, remember, Kamara, I was talking about doing the shirts with the or the clothing was mostly shirts with the misspelling of name brands. Mm-hmm. So I was saying I was going to do my own Gucci.
Should have did. Man, listen, hey, look, and right now that shit will probably be popping too, just because of that. You know what I mean?
Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. So if I say if I know that this is a well-made shirt, right? This is we bought the stock. The stock is solid. We didn't short anything, but I put my own Gucci on it, and I said, here, man, buy these Gucci shirts. You say, oh man, that's bootleg, dog. You can't. Why? When you'll buy something that's of less quality and pay more money from them.
And really, it ain't bootleg because I made it.
It's my shit.
Right. How is it fake?
Right. Milltown Mikey Davis. What up? What up, family? He said, what up, Kevin? How you doing, my brother? Erica says she want to talk about this. We might have time to take your call. Erica, give me a second. Ewok says some of the expensive shit should cost more, but not that much. You don't buy fake dollar store seasonings to put on the ribs, bro. Yeah, but I don't have to go into a store that says gourmet and go overboard for it either, right? Like, it's on me. If I'm gonna cook ribs, I need to know what ingredients So I'm gonna use salt. I'm gonna use sea salt. I'm gonna use Himalayan pink salt.
Right.
Whatever
I'm not
I use.
Go get the $10 garlic powder either.
Right. because I know how to look on the label and say, wait a minute, this one has. Let me look at the ingredients.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, why am I paying? Why am I paying the markup?
You know, a lot of they try to they push the idea that expensive shit is good shit.
Right.
And it ain't always that.
So the word luxury, what does luxury mean? What does the word luxury mean? Let's Google luxury for a second. Erica, you can call in. I ain't tripping. I wasn't looking at the phone because I was talking to Kamar. Luxury. I want to look at the definition of luxury. The state of great comfort and extravagant living. Luxury. Mean it's not a necessity, especially if you can't afford it. So I get you, Ernest. You're right. I don't go to the dollar store. You know what? Food is one of those things too, where I believe the higher the price, a lot of times the quality is better because, and I'm speaking as a meat eater. Hold on, Kamar. No Diddy. I'm speaking because meat with more fat that's less lean costs less. So when I buy ground beef, right, I'm about to barbecue, I'm going to look at the meat. And if it says, well, one is ground chuck and it costs $12 or $7 a pound, and one is ground beef and it costs $4, I say, why? Well, because this one is a higher percentage of fat. So I'm actually going to get less when I cook it. So I'm going to pay more for what I get. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes there is a necessity to spend more for better quality, but you don't have to go crazy. I don't need a Wagyu. I need just regular beef. Go ahead.
Rainbows and Skittles, nigga. Rainbows and Skittles.
Rainbows and Skittles. There you go. Rainbows and Skittles. No doubt. If you know, you know, right? Oh, wow.
God damn it.
So Sonia says, hold on. Okay, so the chat room's popping. Said, trust me, I'm cheap. I don't buy high price stuff. All the stuff I buy is cheap. She said it looked good, and people be like, where you get that from? If I would tell you I'm a cheap person, so don't go for like that high price stuff, and y'all are gonna have shirts for Happy 414 Day, I will buy. I didn't. I wasn't prepared.
You ever think about this though? Like maybe most black people don't understand what being able to afford something is. I mean, like okay, you get a check for $400, and then they like, oh, these Jordans cost $260. I got $400. I could go get these Jordans, but that don't mean you can afford them. You got other shit you got to take care of if you grown. You know what I'm saying? You may have rent you got to take care of, electric bill, the phone bills, all you know what I mean, the car note, and you know what I'm saying. But then, if you don't understand about if you can afford it or not, here you is blowing your money, thinking, well, shit, I got enough money for these shoes I want, and still not thinking about the car note. You know, you see what I'm saying? Like maybe black people don't understand it about not being able to afford something, because we were saying, talking about spending, buying shit you can't really afford with the high end shit. Maybe they don't really understand that they can't afford it.
Well, I don't.
We can, because we think like that. You see what I'm saying?
I agree with you, but you know it. So I have to go back to what my mom used to say, which is niggas know the price of everything, but don't know the value of shit.
Yep.
She used to say
that go with what we saying. That go exactly with what we saying.
She used to say, like, you're gonna go spend a bunch of money, and sometimes if you don't shop around, you'll
I know how much it costs, but I really don't know the price I'm really finna have to pay.
But if you were a smart consumer, sometimes you find the same thing for cheaper. You have to shop around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I was finna drop X. That's happened to me before.
Me too.
Same thing where I said, nah, well, you know, let me look and see if I can find. And boom, you do. And it's the same thing. And that's why you don't just, make these impulse buys. Sonia Thor says, trust me, hold on. I'm sorry. She said, if you had a good cook the old-fashioned way, you would know how to cook. You know what to do. I believe, because I used to shop at Family Dollar, and what's the value? What's the one on Hampton? I haven't been there in so long, I forgot what the name of it is. Save a lot. I used to go in there, and I would get ready barbecue and go in there.
Yeah.
And because I'm like, I ain't spending. Back then I didn't have Metro Market money necessarily. Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you knew you couldn't afford. You see what I'm talking about? Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like I think a lot of black people really don't understand the concept of being able to afford something.
Right. So there's price and there's value.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. There's price and value. Price versus value. Value versus price.
Yeah.
Ewok said, I said not that much, bro, but I'll spend 88 cents more to do Lowry's. Yeah, well, because sometimes when you try to cut corners, you are like, oh man, what the fuck did I buy? Like, this some bullshit. Like,
I'm not even getting the Lowry's.
Okay.
That's that MSG. I get a headache when I eat that shit now.
Oh wow. Yeah. He said, Kamar, you told me it was y'all's now. It's Skittles and Rainbows, though. Not Rainbows and Skittles and Rainbows.
Same thing. It's all together, right? They all go together, man.
Yeah, man.
They all go together.
Right.
Same colors, nigga. They the same colors.
Right. However it rolls off, right? However it rolls off. We know what it means.
The shit's still funny, nigga.
Right. It's hilarious. And if people don't listen to the show, they have no clue what we're talking about. So it's all good. We'll explain it one day. Rainbows and Skittles, Skittles and rainbows. Jason Fidelli said we have our priorities in the wrong places. Sometimes. See, listen. One thing about life is it's good to talk about being this super disciplined person who's always supremely focused and only makes the greatest decisions. Sometimes it just comes down to you making yourself happy. And if you work your ass off and get a little extra and you got not all your priorities, but most of them in place, man, go ahead and treat yourself. Like I'm the last dude to tell you don't indulge yourself after you work hard and earn some paper. Right? Sometimes you just need to do that. They talk about they say self-love. I say spoil yourself sometimes. And it might be something that just you love. Like, okay, so I talk to people all the time. And I know people who collect ink pens. And they'll say, man, I'm looking. When I say you into ink pens, they'll say, yeah, man. Like there's some really highly constructed ink pens that are technological marvels. And some of them have historical significance. And I collect them. And this person might have a $200 or $300 pen in his house. And he'd be like, you paid $300 for a pen? Yes, and I don't let anybody use it. That is my passion. But I didn't put this pen over making sure we had food or making sure that we had clothes. So when a person says, man, I did this for me, respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like people tell me about like what you do with the RCs. Like, man, them things cost a lot of money. Yeah, if you don't know how to shop. If you don't know how to get them, when you first jump in, yeah, you blow a lot of money. But once I knew better, it made me do better. Right. So, yeah, but it's okay. Sometimes you got to fuck off. I mean, I'm saying, and it don't got to be, it sounds bad, but it's not that bad. I mean, just if you say, you know what, I'm tired of wearing old clothes. Now, Kamar, you might get to this point sometimes where you be like, dude, I done worked my ass off all week. I'm finna step out with my lady. I'm finna go buy me a fit. I'm going in the store and whatever I want, I'm going to buy it. I don't care. Shit, I ain't paid $200 for some shoes. Not saying you do this.
That feel good.
Man, I paid $150 for these shoes. Whatever you know that you said.
I'll never do that. Like, and I'll never do that. I did that for my birthday. You know what I mean? Like, dog, I remember my mother bought me the only pair of Jordans I ever had in my life. That was the first pair of Jordans that came out.
Wow.
I ever had. But for my 50th birthday, nigga, I bought me a pair of J's.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I stepped on out the box. And it felt good, too. I hardly wear them motherfuckers, but you know what I'm saying?
You got them. They're yours. You ain't steal them. They're yours.
Yeah. With clean money, too, man.
And
clean money.
And since you have other shoes and your other priorities is good, 2 years from now, you could bust a fit and put them Jordans on. It ain't going to be like niggas say, man, he wore them yesterday. You was a lie. I wore these motherfuckers in 2 years. Come on, man. She said, this is Sonya Thor. She said too much. Erica, I don't know if you called back. If you did, I missed your call. She said, I agree with Sonya. If you're a good cook and it's real food, it don't matter if it's from Save-A-Lot or Trader Joe's. Well, when we start talking about, once again, if I'm going to say I'm going to pay a little bit more for ground beef, and so I buy the one with the higher fat content and I put it on the grill and it starts a fucking grease fire and the patties end up this fucking big because they done shrunk up. Cutting corners hurt me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same quality. So I say, now let me look at the lean versus the fat. That's how you buy meat. No Diddy, it don't sound right, but that's how you buy meat. That's how you should buy vegetables. Like, what am I getting per pound? What, so am I buying seedless versus seeded? You know what I'm saying? Am I buying hothouse tomatoes versus organic tomatoes? It's about quality a lot of times on some things. Some things we just say, like I said, sometimes it's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna blow this money. Tiarsha said, I'll shop Save-A-Lot because they do have name brand items and I get they $1.25 seasoning and my food comes out good. And she said, and I go to Pick and Save and get some Kroger items. See, you a shopper. You know, to get the meat here and get like my mom was like that. I get my canned goods. Taking my mama grocery shopping, you have to go to
hold on. You know, and ain't nothing wrong with those stores. Ain't nothing wrong with those stores. We just saying that that's where you go when we knew it was a budget. It was time
Right.
for a budget, and we knew we had to watch the cut. We cutting corners with the pennies and shit. So we knew, like, I'm gonna go to Save a Lot, or I'm gonna go to Aldi's. You know what I'm saying? I remember times, man. Right before I was transitioning, shit, I was doing. It was rough for a brother, man, working that job. I was eating that getting shit from Family. I mean, Family Dollar, man. You know, because that's how times got. You know, and so we ain't saying nothing wrong with Save a Lot in those stores like that. You know what I mean? We just knew that's where to go to get the better deals.
Well, the key word here being luxury items. We said quality versus price, quality, luxury versus price, value. We're talking
you got
about.
to weigh all that.
Right. That's why I said you got to be a consumer. So, like I would say, when I would take my mom grocery shopping, it was like 3 or 4 stores. But she said, I get my canned goods from here, I get my vegetables from here, and I get my meat from here. And so you had to take her to 3 stores.
Yeah.
Because she was like, no, I know the best prices for this here and the best quality versus, value. And so it's about this. And see, this is all most of this is surrounded, and we got into talking about food and items that are, necessary, but this is really about designer luxury items, expensive purses and clothing that we feel like is made overseas, so somehow it's better. Like a Balenciaga hoodie is $200 versus an Outlaw Radio hoodie, which is $30. Why is theirs better? Because it says Balenciaga? Or you're under the illusion that it's made in Italy when it's really made in China? You know what I mean? Like, so perception, how you see things, it affects your reactions and how you do things. How you see things affects how you do things. It's rainbows and Skittles. Kamar, before we get off here tonight, please don't say you're gonna vote for Kanye again. Please don't. Did you hear this dude out his dead mom for being a lesbian? Did you see this?
I see.
He tells this story about, I hear noises coming from my mom's bedroom. I go to the bedroom. She's in there with my babysitter. And I say, Mom, that's the babysitter. You sleeping with the help. And that's how I found out my mother was a lesbian. That's what he said.
Maybe telling the truth. Shit, maybe let the cat out the bag. I mean, I'm finding shit funny.
He ain't
hurt nobody. I mean,
he's not. I can say that he's not hurting anyone. But sometimes belligerent
look at him.
Belligerent ignorance hurts my feelings sometimes. Like, it's like, dude, so somebody help this brother, man. Like and it's like Stephen A. Smith saying he's going to run for president. It's like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like,
I highly doubt that he'll ever do it.
But Kanye was, I don't, right now, Kanye's showing me he's not really qualified to be our president. I think he'd be Trump 2.0 and even worse. Imagine some of the shit Kanye would be doing executive orders for, man. Like, this dude comes out and says, I regret having babies I regret having my kids. Like, I'm like, okay, your kids is listening, right? Like, it's crazy, man. He's yikes. You know what I'm saying? They said what he did his album is one long song, I guess. The latest thing that he did is like a 20 or 30-minute song. I haven't listened to it. Have you heard it?
No.
Okay.
That would be, damn, man, that'd be hard to listen to.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. I probably have to hear it because you know what I mean. Kanye has did some genius shit with his music before, so
when you that insane,
have to hear it first.
Yeah, when you're that insane, you might fuck around.
And even now, even still, he will make some dope music.
Yes, it's just everything
when
else.
He stop and start talking
right
off the top of his head. You know what I mean?
Shut up and play the drum machine, right? I hate to say shut up and dribble, man. Good Lord.
Right.
Oh my God. This is my sister Sonya's thrower. She said this year in October, I'm going to spend time. She said she's going to spend on her and she's going to buy her something high price because God let me see 60 years. Thank God I made it. I'm looking good and great. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Just don't be like, I'm going to buy this and then my light's going to be off for the next 2 months because I got it. Now you can't see what you bought. Erica Hunt said, y'all coming to May Day with me. I doubt if I'll be there. I don't know about Kamar. My public appearances. My public appearances.
I don't even know what May Day is.
Right. My public appearances have been reduced. I'm only coming out for certain things. She said he need help. Kanye. He does. Hey, if you in Texas, be careful. You see that the Texas Senate just passed a rule where they are now going to retroactively charge men for child support from the conception date, not the birth date. So they're gonna start charging retroactive child support from the day you made the baby. If you say it's only 9 months, but that's 9 months. That's 9 times. If you feel what I'm saying?
Well, you know what's crazy? You probably, I'm glad we talking about this too, because I went down there today. But you know what I mean? I was saying, like, in a sense, it's like it's like they have to find out that you the father first. And then, like, to go back, like, that's cold-blooded. You know what I mean? Now, I understand since they make the man pay for the childbirth and the bills and shit. Now, they probably make him have him paying for that. You know what I mean? But then, I don't know. Then I guess, I don't know how that shit works, man.
They've been doing that in Milwaukee where they've been doing that in Milwaukee where if you didn't have insurance or she didn't have it and they were on the county, they charge the man for that. Once you're adjudicated as the father, like you said, if you got to go do that paternity test, whatever, however you get adjudicated. But no, they've been doing that in Milwaukee.
Right. Speaking of child support, you know, I don't know if I mentioned it a couple months ago when I went. I'd had me and one of my kids' mothers, my daughter's mother. She had told the judge that she don't want the arrears, like erase them, zero them out or whatever, right? So the judge granted me that right there, you know what I mean, during court. Man, you know, I checked the motherfuckers, that shit still on there, you know what I'm saying? So I go down there and I have them printed out for me, right? Print out what I owe right quick. Let me see something. Man, listen, I owe $3 to her, right? Man, do you know how much the interest was? $5,000.
You said you owe how much it went out when you said how much? $3?
$3,000.
Okay. $3,000.
I owed $3,000, but the interest was $5,000.
Wow.
Dog, how the fuck can y'all do some shit like that, man?
Wow.
So, but anyway, what happened was they told me, so now I had to go to the civil part where you could get the records from and everything. So I had to go get the court records from when we went to court. And forget the work where it physically says where the judge is granting that to zero them out and shit. So now I got to go back again tomorrow because when I went today, it was too late to go to the child support court for me to make it there to give it to them. Now I got to go back tomorrow or the next day to go do this shit. All for me to go to court again Friday.
Wow. Holy shit.
My point was $3,000.
$5,000 worth of interest.
And they got $5,000 on top of that.
Wow. That seems like it's illegal.
Man, it's gotta be.
That
shit is fucking crazy, man.
Interest is more than what you actually
owe. More in interest than what I owe.
That's what I just said. Interest is more than what you owe.
What the fuck? Did you add that up? Like I'm trying to figure out the interest rate on this, dog. Wow.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's that much harder. Like, I owe $3,000, but then, like, if I hadn't have been a good father and my kid's mother and them wasn't cool with it, you know what I'm saying? It's like $5,000 extra is holding me back.
Right. That's not even really your debt. It's interest.
That ain't even my debt.
It's interest on what you actually do owe.
Right.
But you didn't borrow any money well, technically you didn't. I guess they would say And once again, that's where it becomes kind of spongy. They look at it like, well, your child has benefited from being in the county or the city, but that's not necessarily true. If the child's mother didn't, maybe she was working and she didn't get W-2 and she didn't get food stamps and then you actually don't owe anything. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, that interest is not even your real debt. Like that's fabricated debt. And I feel like it's just what we call administrative costs. Somebody got to get paid to answer the phone in the office that you call.
Well, they got separate fees for that.
Oh my God. Lord have
this
mercy.
Is just interest. I got the whole write up.
You got fees and oh my God, y'all.
I got the whole write up, dog. They got paper disbursement fees.
Wow.
To ship me out letters and shit.
And that's why a lot of brothers be really bitter. That's why a lot of brothers be like, look, and after going through all that and jumping through all them hoops, and then God forbid that the relationship with the mother is not good because you do all that and then you can't see your kid.
Right.
Or when you see him or wherever he or she is living and you try to say, well, this, that, is, I make all the decisions. You shut the fuck up. That's why brothers be like, you know what? That's why brothers be upset, man.
Yeah. But and that's part of the system. You know what I mean? It's set up to make a nigga say, man, fuck this shit.
Yeah. They want you to get frustrated.
Even up to this point where my daughter is 23 years old and all I need them to do is cut their arrears off. Like they still got me jumping through hoops. They want me to go back. They want me to go back so so her mother can write in where she work and how much she make. For me to get rid of my arrears. They want to know how much she make and where she work.
All right, like, why you forgiving this nigga? What
you know
do?
What I'm saying? What the fuck, man? Oh, so then now, since they got to do that, she also got to sign the paper again, like fill it out all over again, pretty much.
Now, what if since she signed it the first time, y'all done had a disagreement, and now she like, no, I ain't doing it now.
Well, if it's turned in already, it's too late.
Okay, so even if she say I ain't signing no new one, then what's the purpose of her signing?
Then I still owe.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So what if since she signed it 3 years ago, and now they saying, oh, she got to sign it again, but now she like, I don't fuck with you no more for whatever reason. And if she say I ain't signing it, then that means you stuck back with the debt again.
Yep.
Oh my God. Man, oh man, oh man. See, we be worried about the wrong shit. We should be asking for reform for that shit as men. We ain't asking for no child support reform. Be too worried about other shit.
And I took care of my child support, was unconventional, was a motherfucker, right? Because shit, I only worked for 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Out of the whole time. But when I wasn't working, I wasn't paying, but I was taking care of my kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I was working, they was taking the shit and I was still taking care of my kids.
Still taking care of them.
You know what I mean? And it's like they don't take none of that shit into account.
No.
You know what I mean? None of that. Like this is that whole system, dog. Like I feel like they need to come up with a good way to figure out who to put child support on. Cause some brothers go and they take care of their kids. You know what I mean? But like we said, it's fucked up when the mothers start getting help from them. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when it become all bad. Cause now she got to tell who the father is so they can slap child support on them.
You can run as long as you want to, and it'll catch up to you. It'll catch up to you.
I was just talking to my stepson earlier today, and I was talking to him about that. And I was telling him, I said, man, listen, it's real important. I ain't telling you not to have sex, but you have to vet these girls that you having sex with real good. You know what I'm saying? Because, see, listen, you could be having sex with a girl and she probably finna be on welfare. Or, you know what I'm saying? You never know. You need to start vetting them and taking your time before you start having sex with them. And find out what kind of head she got on her shoulders. Is she headed somewhere? Do she got her mind set on some kind of career? Or, you know what I mean, to where she going to be making some money. And what are you doing? Are you making sure you going to be making money so you could take care of a child? And I'm saying this because y'all don't need to be dependent on the state. That's when they get all.
Also, too, if you are dealing with a young lady, it's almost nearly impossible to tell two young people not to have sex, right? We know that, right? Like, but just to say to him, and I'm what you did was big, was big, but like my conversation with my son is always, even if you are going to have sex, you do everything that you can do to prevent from having a child.
Right.
Meaning you can't be loose with the DNA.
That's
you can't
right.
shoot the club up like that. You're playing with house money.
Hey, you know, and the reason why I told a story like that, because I was thinking about me, right? Like, me and my daughter's mother, we wasn't never together. We wasn't never boyfriend and girlfriend and shit, right? I remember the night when the rubber broke. I remember saying to myself, damn, fuck it. She might get pregnant. Nigga, and a month later, I got that phone call. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can strap up and all that, but rubbers break too.
Yeah, but come on now. You make a decision because you know when it breaks.
I know. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, like I say, I'm judging from my position.
Right, yeah, you got to become a Jedi, man.
I was one of the brothers that kept a rubber, nigga. I stayed strapped up. You know what I'm saying? But every once in a while, the motherfuckers break. And when you drunk, you had to make a career decision.
You slipped.
You slipped. You make that career decision, and in the heat of the moment, man, the shit don't work out right. So that's why I say, man, you got to be real.
Come on, at least you can admit.
I'm saying be careful even on who you're with.
At least you can admit it was your fault. At
least you can
admit, hey man, I ain't no need on me being mad.
It definitely was my fault.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't try to blame it on Hennessy. Don't no. You said.
Now look. Now I should have vetted better.
Oh.
Longer. You know what I'm saying? But then things would have turned out a lot different. You know what I'm saying? But I just say, like, if to the young brothers, man, if you gonna lay down and start having babies, man, it's time to have a family. Then you need to take care of that child. You need to be looking at it like that. Otherwise, you're gonna be going through this child support bullshit. You know what I mean? Get your head together, get your life right. You know what I mean, and then start having kids.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that definitely, especially nowadays with things being the way they are, as a young man or even a young woman, you have to be very careful. Like you really, because
because these young brothers ain't stable either.
They ain't, and there's a lot of mental health. Like you don't want to muddy the gene pool, and this would be a whole other show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you got to be careful because you need to know what DNA is wrapped up in there for you. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Because you fuck around, find out afterwards when you meet the rest of her family. Like, damn, if I'd have knew this shit, ain't no way, right? Like, but hindsight is
cartel and shit,
right? Now she pregnant and you go to a family get together and you be like, ain't this a bitch? You start seeing all the family is like, oh no, come on. Tiasha said that Texas definitely needs to do a DNA test before they charge the dude. They can do the test while she's pregnant. But I'm just saying I still think the audacity of charging from conception. From conception. I think that's come on, man. Listen, from birth, I get it. But from conception, like you gonna go back and I feel like they're doing too much. Tiasha said, how about telling them to use condoms, which I just alluded to, and telling him to be as careful as possible. And sometimes, but Kamar, you just talked about something that people don't plan for, which is kind of like a spur of the moment. I ain't really here for that. I'm just trying to get mines off. And I was slipping a little bit and things got feeling a little good to me. And I, oh man, shit, I'm gonna take my chance and hit your ass. You hit the lotto.
Here I am 30 years later, still dealing with shit.
Right. But you do got a baby. You got a beautiful daughter out of it.
No doubt.
So, you know what I'm saying?
It all happened like it's supposed to, but you know what I mean? That's the lesson in it all.
Be careful, man. Be careful. Yeah, you told him, right?
That's the lesson. Do it the right way.
keep your pants zipped up, man, and the lady keep your leg closed. Like I said, I don't know if that's really a realistic, because we can preach what they call it, celibacy, right? But come on, like, right? I mean, once again, my son, he's 18, he'll be 19 in July. We had this conversation. I tell him, because I feel like it's for me to tell him don't do it is like telling him to do it. So my thing is to explain to him what could possibly be the, first of all, you can catch an STD.
Right. That's
You
right.
can get you get burnt, or you get stuck with a baby, man, and that's gonna set you back. It's not something that you can't overcome, but let's do this thing the right way. Let's get you off to a good start. You don't want to set yourself back before you even start. So no doubt. But I, and if my son did happen to slip like that, I, as his father, I would do my best to try to cushion him a little bit and say, hey, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna make sure I support you, but you still gonna have to be a daddy. But you ain't gonna have to do it all alone. So when it gets to those desperate points where you like, man, I don't know what to do, I can have your back. You know what I'm saying? Just because it would be my grandchild. So, but some cats don't have that. They be like, some dudes make a baby and don't got nothing. And they don't even think about vetting the candidates, as you say.
Right.
But hey, man, it's after 10, man. I have so much fun doing this show. I want y'all to know I really appreciate all of y'all for like sharing the show. I see how y'all share it. The TikTok has been great. A lot of, and shout out to you, Kamar, because you've been sharing the stuff, man. I appreciate that. And I'll be trying to share your OG series, like you know what I'm saying. But it's just such craziness for me, because the whole process of the clips and putting them together is what we always said we need to do with Outlaw Radio, because it can be a 2 or 3 hour show. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like a lot of those clips capture the essence of something important that was said. Right. And so I'm gonna be enhancing that and utilizing that more. And I'm just appreciative, man, for people supporting us, because I see people jump on those videos and they comment and they sharing. I'm seeing people who I don't even know.
Yeah, man, that's where all the support gonna come from, man. Yeah. The people we don't know. That's crazy how that works.
Yeah, I put one up. I'll put them up at the same time, but like maybe 2 hours later, I looked and it was already at 800 views, and I was like, "Damn, wait, what? I just put it up." So I'm like, okay.
Hey, if you can, try to get up to about 3, 4, 5 videos a day posting.
Yeah, because I was looking on your page and I see you got some 70,000 joints, some 100,000 view joints. I was like, whoa.
Man,
so yeah,
hey, look, I'm in awe right now about that shit, dog. Like, it's just been like this for like the last 2 months. Okay. You know what I mean? They've been popping off, but it's just I be watching the different content creators that be on there telling people how to do shit. Mm-hmm. And I be following. It be certain little shit I try to click into that fit what I do or whatever. And I do it, and that's one of them, like posting 3, 4 videos a day. You know what I'm saying? The TikTok, the algorithm somehow find a way to push the content to the right people. It's crazy how this shit started.
I don't think they limit it as much as like Facebook has a whole system, and I think the TikTok is a little bit more free. But I will say this: a lot of this for me is just me taking the time to do it, because I'm very selfish, and I'm telling you, man. Like, I really have a real life. And so sometimes social media, even my own show, I'm not thinking about it. So it takes time for me to sit down and say, let me go make these clips and let me upload them and download them and do all of that.
Right.
So
I'm fortunate because I'll be at the store all day.
Right. Yeah. I'll be moving.
You know what I mean? Creativity running wild and shit. You know,
I just gotta allocate time for it, which is like I did last week, where it was a Saturday morning. I just got up and said, let me go to Opus and do these clips and play with this TikTok. And so it's marketing. I'm not a marketer, man. I'm a creator. I don't try to do lifting that ain't required for me. I focus on what I'm good at. I stay in my lane. So, but shout out to all y'all, man. Appreciate all the support,
man. You might be able to go live on TikTok too.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch. I noticed there's a million capabilities. Like I said, with my clip service, my editing service, I can do so much more just to dress things up. And trust me, it's all coming. It's all coming. It's all coming. And like I said, I was fortunate enough to have the conversation about really pouring into what we do a little bit more with my wife. And it's so rewarding when your partner can see your vision and kind of say, okay, well, let's do it this way. And then you feel like, okay, I'm not fighting by myself. And I know if I start getting her more involved, things will change tremendously because she's a lot more organized than I am. And she's a lot more consistent than I am. So it's big things coming for Outlaw Radio. That is my point. She said, are you saying that Kamar doesn't have a life? Just kidding. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I choose to.
Hey, they starting shit.
Right. This is beef and shit. I'm not saying he don't have a life. I'm just saying I focus on my real life so much.
Yeah.
Like
but you want to try to make the stuff you do part of your lifestyle somehow.
Right.
To where it ain't where you working so hard or you got to try so
I'm
hard.
I'm still a field nigga though, Kamar. I'm still working on the plantation. You done ran away. You an entrepreneur Negro. I'm not an entrepreneur Negro yet.
I'm running like a motherfucker.
There
you go, right.
I still get emails and get invited to meetings and have to meet with people. Like my time is like, oh, you got a virtual appointment. You need to go to Janesville. You need to go to, like, I'd be on the highway. I be thinking, but I'd be like, man, you got a meeting, motherfucker. You got shit to do. So, but man, peace and love to y'all, man. I hope y'all be cool. I'm very happy to say happy 414 day to you. I really am proud to be from Milwaukee. I acknowledge my city. I don't say it's the greatest place on earth. I don't say it's the worst place on earth. I say it's a place on earth, right? And I'm happy that the people who I've met over the years and my experiences in this city growing up shaped me. I can say Milwaukee made me, right? I don't, and I'm not like putting flowers on it, like putting dressing and lights on it. No Skittles and rainbows. I'm saying this city made me. But I feel like most of what I got from Milwaukee is real shit. Like I say, I've gone other places and been able to survive, and not only survive, but to thrive. And I've met people from other places who wanted to know more about how I did things. They thought it was interesting. They thought I was a person that they wanted to get to know. And then to the point where some of them said, man, I got to come to Milwaukee, man. I want to come up there and kick it with you, dog. And it's like, when I met you, you didn't even know it's black people here. Said all that to say, man, love yourself, right? Don't covet your neighbor. We talked about them name brands. Everybody's admiring you because you stay Gucci, you stay Fendi, you stay Prada, you stay Balenciaga. What we found out tonight is that you stay overcharged. Get rid of the consumer mentality and become a boss and get a boss mentality. Even if you're working for somebody else, learn how to manage your money to the point where it works for you, where you don't have to work for anybody anymore. And if I say that fast, rewind it and listen to it back. The moral of the story is I'm not arguing with nobody else about Trump. I ain't arguing about no politics. I ain't arguing about no religion. All I'm asking everybody is to simply be the change they want to see. Stop talking about it so much and get to work. We can talk about shit all we want, but until we go to work, nothing is going to happen. In other words, do not allow your criticism of the community to outweigh your contribution, because if you do, that makes you a coon. I'll see y'all Wednesday, man. Peace and love.
Peace.